Did I stutter?
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, RG3!
Welcome to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Langoliers, base hit to center, and the Baylor Bears win their first Big 12 tournament championship.
Their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yep, just ready for OU.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's Drake Toll.
Welcome to Up Tempo. It's Friday, everybody. How about it? Coming off a Baylor women's basketball win last night against Kansas in the Farrell Center, 83-50.
Yeah.
I am Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson in today. How about it? Got the bank cracked open and ready to rock. This is Up Tempo, folks, and we're rounding out your Friday. What a week it's been. We had Bryce Drew earlier this week.
How about it?
We celebrated our 1-month anniversary earlier this week.
Yeah, happy anniversary again.
We talked about Luka Garza and Scott and the guy that's Jared Butler. We talked about those guys this week.
Apparently the second best NBA prospect on Baylor's roster, apparently.
We got a new stew this week, too.
How about it?
Everything's gone down.
And the stew, Aisha Curry.
Oh, how about it? Yesterday...
Women's basketball's not losing again.
Women's basketball's not losing again. They're insanely good right now. Dejanay Carrington's back. They played really well last night. Guess who had another double-double? Melissa Flippin Smith. She's insane.
Just double-double machine.
She's
she went to In-N-Out.
So here's what I've got.
Regular.
Armstrong, I'm going to send this to you. I forgot to send it to you earlier. I have the actual bracket, the mascot bracket, built. I don't have a graphic for it. I know you don't have a graphic for it. Basketball.
I think it's the Big 12. I think it's the Big 12, and I think we probably differ on this one. When you look at the total body of work with teams in the top 25, teams in the top 10, top to bottom, best players, in my opinion, or most depth when it comes to players. I don't know best players, most depth, best coaches. I'm thinking there's a good case for the Big 12.
Can you make a case for the Big 10?
You can make a case. You can make a case, I think, for most conferences.
For most. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to make a case for the Big Ten today.
Okay.
There is something about it that after watching Big Ten basketball last night, Iowa, Ohio State, which we'll break down more in a little bit as well, I think the Big Ten might just be the best conference in basketball right now.
Because of what you saw last night with Iowa and Ohio State?
I think because of consistency. I mean, the way they've been playing, the amount of blue bloods, there are more blue bloods in the Big Ten that are consistently at the top of not only their conference, but of college basketball. And in a year, even when Michigan State is down, you got guys in the conference picking up. Ohio State looked really good last night. Iowa also looked really good, even though they lost.
But see, that's where it's tough to judge in conference games. It's like, is the conference just cannibalizing each other, or is nobody in the conference that good? And that's why the SEC in college football gets so much flack. It's like, well, every year they say, oh, we have to play everybody in the SEC every year, and that's why we always have a 3-loss team in the Citrus Bowl, and they dominate whoever they play. Well, it's like, well, do they? Are you beating each other up, or are y'all just like kind of mediocre? I think across the board.
Okay, interesting.
So
I mean,
that's my thought process when I'm thinking about the interconference play, because I think you can make a case both ways.
That's how I felt the SEC was this year in football, but I don't know. I think the Big Ten, we're going to make a case for that here in a second. Before that, though, in other news, men's tennis today against Oklahoma. That is at noon o'clock while we're on this show.
How about it?
Michael Woodson and folks will be at I don't know if they're at the Herd or the Indoor today. Whichever they are, I'm sure they're blasting up tempo as the meet is going on.
Probably.
We went to a tennis match.
It was wild. It was like the World Fair. Like there was 4 games going on. I showed up. The ball was moving so fast. I had no idea what I was watching.
Baylor
but I
was
loved
winning.
Every minute of
They
it.
were
It
doing
was
well.
It was just adrenaline in motion. Like everybody there just probably took a caffeine and an IV or a Bang in an IV way. Like they probably all got IV bags of Bang, just injected it before, and were just ripping serves. That's probably what happened.
Baylor fell in that one, but today they got Oklahoma at noon. Outside of that, equestrian. Oh, also they play UT Tyler. So you go to Oklahoma, who's receiving votes, and you play UT Tyler. I don't know anything about UT Tyler men's basketball. Basketball.
Hardly know her.
But tennis. We're talking about tennis. Tennis? We're talking about tennis? UT Tyler and Oklahoma today, the men's tennis side. Those are both in Waco at noon. And then I don't know, I think UT Tyler's at 3. I could be very wrong on that. Equestrian against number 7 TCU. It's at home. Okay. Hey, home over for the equestrian team. You gonna go?
I will not be there. I will be walking my dog.
Oh, at the dog park.
Yeah.
What time? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll be walking my dog just intermittently throughout the day. Actually, I'll also be in Dallas with my family walking my dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time as the equestrian meet.
Yes.
What are you doing Sunday?
Watching the Super Bowl.
What if the equestrian meets on Sunday at 3?
I'll be watching the Super Bowl prep.
Armstrong?
I'll be preparing.
I don't
for
like
Super Bowl.
this line of questioning.
This is tough. But
Equestrian's at 11.
You're trying to guilt them into going to the equestrian meet.
listen, I'm trying to protect the horses. I haven't had a COVID test in a long time.
I have to take my dog to the dog park too. You understand?
Exactly.
He gets to take his dog to the dog park every day, and I don't.
Dog's a thoroughbred, though.
What kind
My
of
dog
dog
needs
do
to
you
run.
What I
Oh yeah,
I have a big
hesitation.
dog. It's a big dog. You know, I had a Labmariner. I had a Lab Weimaraner mix, black.
Yeah, Ruth, right?
Ruthie.
Yeah,
Ruthie.
sweet
Named
dog.
after Ruth Collins Hall.
Did she die?
She went to the big farm in the sky. No, Armstrong, she didn't die. I could see how you would think that from the way that I was starting this conversation. But no,
I just wanted to get to the point.
She was like 2, and basically what happened was that she. We had her for like 2 months, and then we had to get rid of her because she were in college, and having a dog while you're in college is just A&M. That is on Sunday. Men's tennis plays A&M on Sunday in Dallas. Do you understand?
Just causing a racket all over the place.
Do you know what the significance of the men's tennis team playing A&M in Dallas on Monday is? On Sunday?
I don't. Is it some sort of classic? Is it like a neutral site?
So this was supposed to happen in Michigan a little bit ago, and it did not happen in Michigan because of COVID. You know, they shut all the facilities down. So instead, they're going to play this puppy in Dallas, and the winner of this goes to the ITA National Indoor Tennis National Championship.
Big dance.
It's the big
Going
dance.
dancing. Wait, so we're supposed to play Texas A&M, an in-state team in Michigan?
Yeah.
That was what it was slated for?
It was a tournament. It was a tournament.
Okay.
Yeah. And Baylor had won their way up through the tournament, so that was going to be that they'd be able to play.
I love it.
What else we got? We got Super Bowl commercials. We're going to break down Super Bowl commercials later on the show today. What is your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Gosh. So many to choose from. I think Doritos just consistently has a great one, like the Time Machine Doritos one.
Bangers.
Where
everybody knows that
he pays with Doritos and like they shake the box and he comes out and it's like the old neighbor telling him to get off his lawn. I don't know why. That one just kind of resonated with me. Like, that was kind of funny. I like
you ever seen the God Made a Farmer one? I think it was the 49ers Ravens Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I loved that commercial.
Really?
Yeah, there was just something about it that I just
God
really.
Made a Farmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the God Made a Farmer. When
That
it's like a
slaps.
What?
Really?
Absolutely.
Do you have it?
You're obviously not in the target audience.
Yeah, but he's thinking about a different commercial. There's no way.
It's like something needed, so God made a farmer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, no.
That commercial is a banger.
It didn't really resonate with me so much.
Obviously.
Like, it finished and I was like, I'm glad he made farmers. Like, we needed, what is it? Could we have it? I'd love to see it.
That is legendary commercial.
I feel like there's probably a lot of other things
the
we
Ram
could have.
commercial.
Like,
Yeah,
God
I
made
think
farmers
it's
for a lot of things, but I feel like he also made other things for the same purpose.
Yeah, but this is like this is a classic. God Made a
What do you
Farmer
mean
is
he made
a
other
classic.
things?
Like, I'm interested to see what the tee-up is, like something, so God made a farmer.
I got it.
Like, I'm interested to see what those are.
Yeah,
and how
Farmer Ram
applicable it
trucks.
is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I got it.
That's so funny.
Okay.
I don't have it right now.
Oh, right,
I'm kidding.
right.
But it'll-
Outside of that, we're talking women's basketball against Kansas State this weekend. Super Bowl Pick'em. We're doing a Pick'em Sick'em Pick'em today.
Yep.
I went 6-3 last night.
There you go.
What's my overall record? You want to give me a little hand motion? Huh? You're good.
Oh, he needs to get on a mic. 50
and 29.
There we go.
Gosh, that's gone down.
11-9, baby. Slow climb. Also on the week we're
Not bad.
9-4 now on the week.
9-4. Yeah.
9-4
Hot
on the
week.
week.
Hot week.
Hot
I am
week.
not 9-4. This week was tough for me.
Change the approach. Change the
What'd
stance
you
up a
say?
little bit.
I think he said, what did he say? 50 and 29?
50 and 29. Yep.
50 and 29?
That's good.
No, there's no way. I was just at 50 like yesterday.
You're at 44
yesterday. Wow. This is a slow climb. I've been not doing as well as I
So
You're up a lot of units.
I regressed. I thought what?
Are you placing Monopoly money on every single one of these?
No.
Did you parlay them last night?
But I'm telling people at home what they should put their Monopoly money on.
Even though you're not putting yours on.
Right. Do you have the farmer commercial? Because while you play this, I'm going to go. Andrew Robertson brought us donuts in the studio.
Yeah, how about that, man? That was awesome.
Insane. I shed
Rob.
a tear. And so now I will be eating a donut as this commercial plays.
It'll be awesome.
Oh, is this commercial place? Okay. Andrew, we bring up the audio for the USB. Yeah, awesome.
So good.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painting from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend to pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. So God made a farmer.
Yeah, he did.
It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners. Somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk. Somebody who'd bail a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing. Who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
Bang.
Is this from a sermon?
Bang.
Is it what is this address from?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
So my first thought right off the bat is when he said God needed caretakers. I'm thinking
baby.
doctor, moms. Farmer also works.
You think of doctor?
A little bit.
When I hear the term caretaker, I think of mom.
Yeah. Mom is also or he goes, I need someone who is strong. I need someone to stay up all night with the colt, watch it die, and then wipe his tears. I'm thinking, veterinarian.
God made a farmer, baby.
God made a farmer to do it all.
Farmer was a good utility player, though.
Paul Harvey,
that's exactly
1978. 1978, Paul Harvey writes this speech. So God made a farmer. Yeah, Paul Harvey broadcast this on the radio prior even to the 80s. So It's
No,
old.
it was good. I'm not anti-commercial.
I want to buy a Ram
I
now.
like it.
Is that not? I mean,
I think I want to buy a Ram.
Can we get like an actual like Ram animal for the studio?
Raminal?
Do we know?
Like a ram?
Raminal.
I
Yeah.
think okay.
Have it on set, like maybe put it right there instead of the unicorn dog, cat,
It's unicorn cat.
unicorn cat, unicat.
Yeah. Lack of culture. Shining
Lack of
through.
culture.
Shining through. Is that so? Your favorite? You're gonna go with Doritos because you're that guy.
I'm going Doritos.
I will not go with God Made a Farmer.
What?
God Made a Farmer's good. I wanted to
it is
mention
good.
that as one of the best of all time. But I'm gonna go with the Miller Lite commercials. Armstrong, I sent you this link a long, long time ago.
And I have no idea where.
Good.
You told me that before the show, and I looked and I didn't see it.
Seriously? That's fine. Also, do we
I have current Super Bowl commercials. If you want me to play one or not.
What I do you have those highlights of Dylan Hunter? We're going to do a little Dylan Hunter stuff right here.
Does he have a Super Bowl commercial?
Where'd you send that?
I texted it to you.
When you text it to my actual phone, I don't get that.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Where does it? Whose phone does it go to?
I do get it. It just takes forever.
I wonder what someone who's listening to this at work is thinking during this time. Like when they hear us, like, "Hey, do we have this?"
Breaking
what are
things
we
down
doing?
over
there. Fighting.
They're like, "Huh."
It's the best.
Do you want me to email
That's
it to you,
great.
or do you want me to text it to you?
Text it
It's definitely
to
the best.
an email.
Also,
Text it to an email. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know how iMessage
anything
works.
with Peyton Manning in it is a tremendous Super Bowl commercial. In my
Absolutely
book.
it
Anything
is.
Peyton Manning, like anything Peyton Manning goes. Was it the that was the ESPYs where he did the blindside bit with Sandra Bullock? They cut clips from the blindside. I don't think it was a commercial, but this is just Peyton Manning related. She said, "Do you have a place to stay tonight?" Like the scene from the blindside. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm Peyton Manning. I have like several houses." She goes, "Just come on." He goes, "No, like I told you, I have a place to stay."
Yesterday, so as we've got yesterday, Dylan Hunter decided to commit to Baylor University. He's a top 50 player in the upcoming basketball recruiting class 2022. Dylan Hunter going to be a Baylor Bear. Did you see that, and what were your immediate reactions?
Young buck.
He's
Just
good.
the rich get richer, man.
No
the rich
kidding.
get richer. He's 6'8". He can just absolutely slam from the wing. I feel like it's funny because we see
He's
Baylor has.
6'4".
Are you sure?
He has a 6'8" wingspan.
6'8" wingspan. Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me. 6'4", 6'8" wingspan. But he's a freak athlete. Like you watch his film, he's absolute freak athlete. Which Baylor has a lot of freak athletes, but it's typically not the place where a lot of one and dones go. Dylan Hunter, I truthfully don't know enough about him to know if he'll be one and done, but at this point, you'd have to think he's got a shot with some of the other schools that he had looking at him. Kentucky, I don't believe offered him, but was looking at him. Georgia offered him. A lot of other, perennial powerhouses wanted this guy's services. So to see the rich get richer, it's fun, man.
I concur. Is that so he's coming in along with that class, number 1 in the Big 12, number 5 overall in the country with Langston Love, Kendall Brown, and Jeremy Sochan. How about Kendall Brown might very well be a one and done. He's national player number 15. He's probably a top 20 pick in the NBA draft. He'll be a first-round pick in the NBA draft if he goes out year 1. And then Langston Love is another one of those guys that could fight his way into early second round, late first round. I mean, if he has a really great year, he could even be both of those guys are fighting for lottery.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Sochan is another one where you think, okay, this guy's 4-star, national, number 96 in the country. Anybody for me that's top 50 in the recruiting class coming in has a legitimate shot to go one and done in their first season in college. And I think that Dylan Hunter will be no exception to that. He seems, from what we've seen on his highlights, we have that highlight reel that they shared yesterday on SicEm365's premium forum.
Yeah,
what we've heard from his coach, his AAU coach, who is also his uncle. We've heard from his high school coach. The kid's good.
Yeah.
The kid's got a good head on his shoulders, and he can absolutely yam it.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be later in the highlights.
this is
It
11
takes a
minutes.
second. It takes a second.
But the kid,
it's interesting because that just shows the growth of Baylor, right? Like nobody was going to Baylor to go one and done, and now you have potentially 3 guys in that 2022 class that we might see for a season in Waco.
Oh, yeah.
And they're off to the NBA. Like Scott Drew typically is the guy who brings them in, builds them up, makes them a great player, makes them a great team player, makes them a more well-rounded player. Was you have NBA prospects day one on your campus.
Punched it. Yeah, like how much has Baylor grown since the early 2000s from a basketball standpoint alone, not football and everything else. Baylor has become one of the best basketball schools in the country.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Over the last decade. I mean, what is it? 8? Scott Drew's one of 4 or 5 coaches with 16 wins, over 18 wins a year over the last dozen years or so.
It's unbelievable. Consistent.
And now he's recruiting, which he has recruited like it, but this is insane. Now he's got a top 5 recruiting class in the country, and this highlights your 2021. You start off with Dylan Hunter in your 2021, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely unbelievable. I think he's the 2022 class, right? So he'll be
2022. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he'll be unbelievable for this class, and I think also that's kind of the next step. We talk about, is Baylor a blue blood? One outside criteria that I don't think people talk about very much is, the guys that are going one and done. I think that's something to consider because Duke's having one and done guys, Kentucky's having one and done guys. Like all these big time programs you think of as like the blue blood, the standard. Baylor is now starting to attract those players.
Why wouldn't you want to go to Baylor right now?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like one and done.
I don't like one and done either.
North Carolina's
I think it's
not a
bad
huge
for your
one and done
culture
school.
long term. I think it's bad for your culture long term.
How can you? I mean, Scott Drew's program is built on guys buying in, guys waiting their turn. Like, do you really think that these guys we're bringing in next season are going to get the minutes to get drafted in the NBA?
100%. Because you lose so many guys this year. Think about the roster you lose this year. You're going to have to rely on these 4 and 5 star guys.
But there's guys waiting right now. Yeah. There's Zach Loveday. There's Dane Danger, who's redshirting.
Dane Danger, yeah. Zach Loveday.
He 7-footers who can shoot threes are like the love of my life.
Dane
Unicorns.
Unicats. I don't know. I used to say that until I started watching Connor Vanover at Arkansas this year, who's 7'4" and can yak a three, but also when he goes down low. What?
I don't know.
Yeah. Have you not watched any North Carolina basketball this year?
No, actually, I haven't.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Because they're bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Do you have that other Super Bowl commercial that I sent you?
The Miller Lite one?
Yeah.
Another notable thing is he's the 9th best recruit in Baylor history. Football and
basketball.
Football
and basketball. That's amazing.
Really? Dylan Hunter?
That's amazing.
Dylan Hunter, 9th ever.
I wonder where Kyron Jones ranks in that.
He's a little. I think Kyron Jones he's like a .88, but this guy's a .98.
That's unbelievable.
So
what about?
So he's like pretty close to
Yeah. So where would Kendall Brown be in that? 5-star.
Kendall Brown is, I believe, 4 all time.
Wow.
And Langston Love's like 6 or 7.
That's nuts.
Because I wonder how that pitch changes if you're a recruit. Because like Scott Drew originally, he's like, hey, come in here, stay for 2-3 years. We're going to make a shot at the Big 12.
Right.
Or sorry, make a run for the Big 12. NCAA tournament is virtually guaranteed. And now you're telling these guys that like have pro aspirations after they're 19 years old. Like, I wonder how that changes for a guy like Scott Drew who preaches so much of like, hey, team, unity. Now it's like, hey.
We don't even talk about Jeremy Sochan, but I mean, he might be the guy coming in with the most experience. He's playing overseas. Like he's the player I'm most excited to see because he doesn't have that much hype.
We have inside information on Dylan Hunter that says he isn't a one and done type guy. So, and that's a lot. Sometimes it's personality. Like Jared Butler could have gone. Maceo Teague thought about going, and these are guys that have the personality to stay. What I've heard about Dylan Hunter so far from the different people and analysts that I've talked to locally, especially, they've all said, hey, he fits the culture really well. He's not a look at me, I'm a star, I want to be a lottery draft pick year one. He's a look, I want to come in for 2 or 3 years, help build the program or continue to sustain this growth of the program and be Baylor's staple for more than just one season. I like that. I personally, I mean, you may be a Kentucky fan that's like, bring in a great recruiting class, go one and done, boom, get them in and out. I personally don't, that doesn't fit Baylor's
culture.
Right. I don't think it does. I don't think it does.
They're not a midnight madness school, right? Like there's schools like Kentucky that love like the big dunks, the midnight madness culture. You know what I'm saying? Like even USC when they had OJ Mayo, like that was the big thing. He was the attraction. For Baylor, it's like, no, you come to watch Baylor basketball. That's really, really good and is going to win a lot of games. But you're not here to see someone who's going to be the number 3 pick in the draft next year. And that's the kind of guys that Scott Drew is.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
So here's what you got. This is top 5 all time on Baylor's all time commits for basketball, which I'm also hearing from insider information. According to those who work with and around SicEm365, Kendall Brown is maybe the only one that will be a one and done. It looks like Langston Love plans to stay at Baylor for a couple of years as well, develop his game, and then go to the draft. I don't know. From a player standpoint, sometimes that hurts guys. The older they get, the more it's like, we didn't really want to draft you. Yeah, you're great, but you're old. Like Luka Garza. Luka Garza is maybe the best player in college basketball this year. He's projected mid-second round.
Yeah. I think some of it, too, is just like how much do you have coming out of high school? Like a lot of these guys that go to these schools that are less relevant, like Sharif Cooper. Auburn is a good basketball school. Auburn's not where you want to go if you're trying to become the best basketball player you can be. Like you go to the other schools to develop more. He knows he's not staying at Auburn for more than a semester. Like his bags are packed right after March.
First, number 1, the top recruit to ever come into Baylor basketball. Anybody want to guess?
Ooh,
I know
who it is?
It's Isaiah Austin, right?
Yeah.
Really? He's number 1. Yeah. Interesting.
Isaiah Austin, then Quincy Miller, then Perry Jones.
.999 Isaiah Austin.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Then Kendall Brown comes in at 4.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Can't what?
Isaiah Austin was legally blind, right? He's like, couldn't see. It's why he couldn't go to the NBA. Isaiah Austin.
Confirmed blind.
That's why he didn't go to the pros. Yeah,
I don't-
100%. You can fact check me.
I think that.
I don't know if he's legally blind, but that's why he didn't go pro.
If you're out there listening, please call in.
I think he has one eye. I think he has one eye blind. He's like legally blind in one eye.
One eye blind?
Yeah.
No, that's the band.
Well, it's Isaiah Austin too.
Langston Love, number 5. Then there's Rico Gathers, then Lace Darius Dunn, then Anthony Jones, and Dylan Hunter. So Dylan Hunter is a top 10 basketball prospect, a top 10 basketball recruit commit all time in Baylor history.
That's unbelievable.
That's pretty nuts.
The rich get richer, man.
That's pretty nuts.
I mean, Scott Drew has just a plethora of weapons.
It was. I'm getting inside information. It was heart issues. It was a heart issue that right before the draft they found, and he couldn't be drafted because of the heart issue.
I'm gonna double
check. It wasn't that he couldn't see.
Not blind.
Yeah.
That's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that and be incorrect, but it wasn't because he was blind. How could you play so well in college and then be like,
it was definitely a heart issue.
Now fully blind in that eye, Austin could be one of the 60 players drafted. So he is blind in one eye.
Right.
That wasn't why he didn't play. But he was blind in one eye.
Wow.
So that's
I didn't know he was blind in one eye.
Yep.
Armstrong?
Half blind. Confirmed per team stream.
You know, I didn't know that, but he was before my time. I didn't pay attention to Baylor basketball at all before I got here.
Wow.
So, that's like at all.
Dude, I can't shoot at all, and I can see 20/20. I'm trash, and he's half blind, just getting buckets, being the number 1 recruit in Baylor history.
Matt in DC is on the Impact Health Labs call line. Matt in DC, did I see where you're going to be on College Game Day?
Saying, I will be tomorrow, and SicEm365 is on there as well. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens.
There we go.
Wow. Sweet. What? How did you set that up? How did you get on College Game Day?
You can just, if you Google College Game Day Virtual, the link just came up. And so I just put my email in a few weeks ago, and they just sent me an email on Thursday. So anybody can sign up, and then I guess you just wait until they email you, hey, you're on, and then it just gives you a link to press tomorrow morning on my laptop. So
wow.
We'll see what happens.
What you said you wanted to talk Baylor basketball. 2 cancellations coming up at the big recruiting grab yesterday. What are your thoughts?
Well, it sucks about getting the cancellations, and hopefully it's just a contact tracing, and no one actually has the COVID, and we just have to shut it down. But I'm trying to look at the positive from this.
No, I agree.
Said, I'm looking at the positives. Cut out. Is that a sign that there are no positives?
Matt in DC?
Tough.
I think your phone connection's kind of a little wonky. Wonky's a good word.
Willy wonky.
Matt in DC?
We lost him. He's gone.
Oh, wow. All right, well, let's see. We got to hit a break right here. When we come back, though, we're going to break down this Miller Lite commercial, my favorite Super Bowl commercial of all time. We're going to do some Super Bowl prop bets. We're going to talk a little bit of Sick'em Pick'em from last night, and it is 2-minute drill day. I'm Drake Toll. It's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson. Sam Chapman's in studio, the music man. This is Up Tempo.
Around the horn in college athletics last night, Gonzaga struggled with Pacific early on and trailed the 5-5 Tigers 32-31 at halftime. However, with a strong second half, the Zags were able to climb back into the game and win it 76-58. Number 7 Ohio State took to the road to knock off number 8 Iowa 89-85 as 6-point underdogs, thanks to E.J. Little's 16 points. Iowa and Luka Garza have now lost 3 of their last 4. Utah knocks off Arizona at home 73-58. Oregon State smacks Washington 91-71. Rutgers beat Minnesota 76-72. Washington State upset Oregon on the road 74-71. And Stanford beat Cal on the road 70-55. On the women's side, number 8 Baylor blew out Kansas at home 83-50, led by yet another Nalissa Smith double-double as she notched 17 points and 10 rebounds. Number 1 Louisville beat Boston College 97-68. Number 2 South Carolina beat Auburn 77-58. Number 7 Texas A&M crawled back to beat LSU 54-41, and unranked Ole Miss upset 15th ranked Kentucky at home 72-60. In Baylor news, the men's basketball team has postponed their next 2 games against TCU at home and Oklahoma and Norman due to COVID-19 precautions. And Nalissa Smith has been named a finalist for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's Katrina McClain Award, given to the nation's best power forward. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
When it comes to hauling the family and hauling cargo, see Alan Samuels. Get the king of minivans, the award-winning Chrysler Pacifica, or America's lowest price third-row crossover, Dodge Journey. During the Big Finish event, get 0%, no payments for 90 days, and employee pricing for all on Pacifica. It's minivan first class. And get employee pricing for all on new 2020 Dodge Journeys. Happy holidays from your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels.
If you or a loved one or friend has been arrested and you can't afford bail, trust Terry and Chase Chapman at Chapman's Bail Bonds, covering Waco and McLennan County for over 25 years. Chapman's can bail you out anywhere with experienced, knowledgeable local agents who are committed to serving you professionally, respectfully, and with the highest integrity. Chapman's understands your privacy is important. Your freedom can be secured fast when you use Chapman's Bail Bonds. Open 24 hours a day. Payment arrangements available. Call Chapman's Bail Bonds. When you need help, 254-754-1603. When you ring, we'll spring.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be part of the Waco community. We're a small family business here in Central Texas. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important. And unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. And that's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through this difficult time. So if you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. You can schedule online in minutes at idealmri.com or call 833-IDEAL-MRI.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Ben Erlinson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Ben Erlinson, 100 North 6th Street in Waco, 254-759-8533. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Baylor University, students find their place to shine. They're faithful friends and inspirational leaders. They're championship teammates and independent thinkers. They're on the cutting edge of high tech and in the halls of history. If you want to make the world a brighter place, you can. And if you want to shine in your own way, you can. The spark you need is already inside you. Bring it to Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
19 feet, 5.75 inches. A new NCAA record for Casey Lightfoot.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122. For your company's mass COVID testing, log on to impacthealthlabs.com. Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo. For a Baylor take on your lunch break.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll. It's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Sam Chapman in studio today, breaking down our favorite Super Bowl commercials. Mine being, there was a few years, the way that I understand how this happened was that the Super Bowl charged like beer companies $1 million a second per commercial.
Actually, like that's the metric.
$1 million per second,
just something
of
crazy.
every commercial.
Just fat stacks.
So basically, Miller Lite responded by making just this conglomerate of 1 second commercials that they ran. It's 2009, 1 second ads. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I don't know exactly why it happened. I could be so wrong on why that took place, but this is what I think is far and away the best Super Bowl commercial campaign of all time.
Biz here.
Action and cut.
Fried rice.
Fried rice. These are the
One Mississippi.
That's awesome.
Champagne beers. Miller time.
Miller time.
That's
Wojo horse. Football shaped salami. Pigskin gravy.
that's so
Bonjour
funny.
Milwaukee.
Bonjour, Milwaukee.
Bean dip.
Bean dip.
Tito's here. Back bacon.
What?
Not smancy.
Basically,
Frugal bugle.
God Made a
Frugal
Farmer comes on. And then after God Made a Farmer, you just hear, minute time, and then it cuts.
Hold up.
He's got to hold a record for most appearances in the Super Bowl.
What's my line?
You got
Miller.
Miller.
Of the parade.
that
So
right
many
after
of
the
these
national
happy
anthem.
ad libs, yeah.
Oh,
Happy can. Hello, muckety mucks.
so that is my favorite Super Bowl commercial campaign of all time.
That's
Far and
so
away.
good.
I think the worst Super Bowl campaign of all time, ad campaign in general, is Dr. Pepper 10. Anybody remember Dr. Pepper 10 up in here?
We're talking about it.
I don't
So it's a
remember
good
Dr.
ad.
Pepper 10.
Dr. Pepper 10.
That's a good one.
And
I
their
don't remember.
That is
slogan.
absolutely
That's
true.
very true, but I don't
What?
remember.
The worst ad in the Super Bowl is the one you don't remember.
He said, we're talking about it, so it's a good ad.
Ooh.
That's a good point.
Here's why
That's
it's
a good point.
bad. Because the slogan of the commercial was Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women.
Oh, that is bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's
the
not bad.
entire Dr.
yeah.
Pepper 10 campaign
I kind of remember that
was
now.
that it was.
I remember that. That's not bad.
But we're
What?
talking about. You just said it.
It's an atrocity.
Is it wrong? Maybe. It's not bad.
Is it morally incorrect?
Message bad. Ad space or like memorability.
We are
factor
talking.
is-
How long?
yeah.
When did this air?
This
This
aired,
is-
like within the last 10 years, without a doubt.
Okay, this aired years ago, and we are talking about it today.
Dr.
Right,
Pepper
because
said
of
It's a
how,
good ad.
It made a
But it's
splash.
not.
Period.
It's not bad in a good way. It's not like The Room. It's bad in like that was really misogynistic.
Oh. Was Dr. Pepper 10 even on the market anymore?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that misogynistic.
2011,
Dr. Pepper
2013.
did misogyny.
Dr. Pepper 10,
2011?
it's not for women. Yes, which is modern.
don't think that's
That's so
misogynistic.
modern. The fact that they solely
misogynist?
the whole campaign not for women. Like, hey, we have this drink that if you're a woman, you can't drink this. You're not manly enough. What?
Yeah. I mean, I think where they're coming from is like 10 calories as opposed to the 0 calorie soda.
I think
Yeah, because
I think
0
that
calories are for
hits.
women.
Is like 10
I just got to be
calories.
honest with you. I think that ad hits with their target audience.
No, it got canceled so fast.
Did it play during
Dude,
the Super Bowl?
I don't think it's their target audience cares if
Yeah.
it got canceled.
They risked it for the
What,
biscuit.
all
quite
12
honest.
people?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's not for women. It's a man's drink. I'm going to drink that up. That's
You
exactly
think
what
12
they sound
people?
like, too.
You think there's 12 people that exist like that? We're talking
No.
millions.
Do you want Dr. Pepper to target
We're
people
talking-
that are
you-
like,
you just
yeah,
imitated
I want to drink better than
millions
women's
of
drink.
people. Millions of people.
Did it say that?
I wonder how it.
Yeah.
Did they still make it? Is it still
How
around?
out of touch are you?
I don't know if it's
DP10?
still around.
Is it still around? Do
Yeah,
we
but you
know?
don't, we have a target audience that's misogynistic. Let us make a commercial for them. That can't
Why
be.
not?
I'm in marketing.
What do you mean, why not?
If it hits with your target audience,
Moves
it's a good
product.
commercial.
But then it cancels you with everybody
that's what I'm
else
saying.
that likes Dr. Pepper.
Well, 2011 was a long time ago, you know?
I don't know about
Times
a long
were,
time ago.
Times were somewhat different, but I don't know
I mean,
how
not like-
different.
not that
yeah.
different,
If it-
but-
Not like, yeah.
Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women. What did they? Okay, that's a good.
Disavow the commercial. I disavow the commercial.
Because if you spin it around around the other way, and you're like, yeah, look at this, Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, it's not for men. Would you be mad?
I wouldn't be mad.
It's not for men?
Probably
Yeah, if it was like Diet Dr. Pepper, it's not for men.
Probably wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
There would just be like a social stigma with it, but like, oh, you drink Diet Dr. Pepper? That's kind of girly. Like that would be the
Right, but
conversation.
I never would buy it anyways, so I'm not in their target audience, so it wouldn't matter.
But is that like a thing you can do now? Like, oh yeah, that's girly.
Can you
say
do
that?
it?
Not publicly.
Yeah, like it probably shouldn't be.
And
said.
Dr.
It's
Pepper's like did.
Not in the Super Bowl.
In
It's all-
2011.
yeah. Also, way off topic. When you're watching the alcohol ads this year, notice you will never see somebody actually drink any alcohol because that is a rule. You're not allowed to show someone actually drinking the beer
On a commercial?
So they just like
True
cheers.
story. And that's not just Super Bowl. That's
Really?
any ad. True fact.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, I did not know that.
All right, so we got Sick 'em Pick 'em today. We're going to start with some prop bets. The Super Bowl yesterday, Dr. Pepper 10. It's not for women. Worst Super Bowl commercial of all time.
If they sponsor
I disagree.
If they want to sponsor us, though, and put something on the desk.
No, I will not put anything Dr. Pepper 10 on this desk.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Bring it on.
That's Dr. Pepper 10.
This is the domain.
That's Dr. Pepper 1980.
If I get paid for it, I'll hang a giant banner behind me that says Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women. I will do that.
That's terribly unethical.
I will do that.
If you're going to pay me to do something that's not great, I'll do it. That's what that sounds like. That's what you've done.
I'm doing it.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Exactly. Everyone's got a price.
Thank you.
I don't stand for that kind of marketing. I don't stand for that message.
No.
But we'll talk.
You'll talk.
Dr. Pepper 10 will talk. Exactly.
David Koresh walks through that door, and David Koresh is like, hey.
I'd be like, David, you're here? How are you?
Dave!
How are you here right now?
And he says, I'll give you $1,000 right now to say, hey, Mount Carmel, come on down. Hang out with us for an afternoon.
$1,000 is kind of cheap. If he wants to give me Super Bowl money ads.
Carmel, come on.
Or Super Bowl ad money.
You would say
Hang on. Come on down.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
We're going to get canceled as a show.
Yeah, we should. You guys are supporters of Dr. Pepper 10.
I'm not supporting. I support Dr. Pepper 10. I don't support Dr. Pepper's message.
I haven't even seen this ad. I'm just.
Yeah, I haven't seen this ad.
This is all hearsay.
You've never seen Dr. Pepper 10.
We're going to have to find this ad.
It's this man, and he's running through the woods, and pew, 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 laser shooting. He's like, yeah, this is a manly drink. It's only for men. Women can't drink this.
Was it that blatant?
We're going to have to.
What you're describing
was it? That's
sounds
for men?
like it hits right with its target audience. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
What is that? Probably 10% of Dr. Pepper drinkers?
It is Dr. Pepper 10.
Here's the thing, though. Was it that's for men, or was it this is not for women? Because I think that's a different
it's
conversation.
not for women.
Are you sure?
If it's not for women, then yeah,
ad.
that's tough to get behind. We're going to have to watch. It's tough to get behind.
It's not for women is what the actual slogan is.
Tough to get behind. If it's for men, I'm like, yeah, cool. A lot of things are for men.
This has in direct quote men only. This has it's not for women campaign.
I would need to see
this
ad.
Dr. Pepper's not for women ad. Sexist?
It's not for
question
women.
mark? Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
Fine, I'm not taking their money then.
Okay, here's a literal look. It's not for women. They literally showed this on a commercial. This is less than 10 years ago. This is 10 years ago.
Is headquarters still in Waco? Can we go talk to them?
That's a good question. Yeah, can we say this about Dr. Pepper?
Hey, let's explain. Let's explain.
And look,
really
they showed
here.
this guy. This guy was the face of. Are you pulling the commercial up, Armstrong?
He kind of looks like you.
No,
that's some facial hair.
That's pretty funny.
I'm trying to pull it up. Yes.
Okay.
Are we gonna get canceled if we show this commercial?
I don't think we'll get. We don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all.
Yeah.
Look at this.
None of us.
No girls allowed. Dr. Pepper 10.
Let me say that. Let me make sure I say this very clearly on the air. Nobody in this room associated with SicEm365 agrees with the misogynistic view that is associated with this ad. Let me just say that so that's clear out there. Done.
Publicly disavow
anything. With that being said, let's watch the commercial.
Enjoying the film? Of course not. Because this is our movie! And Dr. Pepper 10 is our soda. It's only 10 manly calories, but with all 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. It's what guys want, like this. Catchphrase. So you can keep the romantic comedies and lady drinks. We're good. Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women.
I don't have a problem with the ad until the very end.
I don't have a problem with that ad.
No, until the end he says it's not for women.
It's not for women. You can't bar an entire thing in society. We have this thing and women can't use it.
I have no problem with that.
Harder for me to get behind with the very end of the catchphrase.
Wow, it's not for women. Where you're like, you just say like this right here, hey, bang, not for women. If you're a woman, don't drink this.
Because I think it's obviously tongue in cheek.
Are we thinking
it's obvious that it's tongue in cheek?
I would agree.
Is it obviously tongue in cheek?
Yes.
Yeah,
Did you just watch that ad?
I would agree.
You took that seriously?
It's not for women. You can't have a whole ad campaign that says something's not for women.
You can't tell me that you took that ad completely seriously.
On a billboard, not okay. In that context, in that commercial, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They had maybe not billboards, but you just saw the graphic they made. It's just a can of Dr. Pepper, and it says it's not for women.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that commercial.
Do we think it was reverse psychology, perhaps? Maybe not for women. Women go buy it?
No. The can is branded for men. I don't think any woman. If I'm a woman, I'm like, what?
Maybe they wanted controversy. Maybe this is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
Marketing.
He has another point.
Right, but then you get canceled.
All press is good press.
Unless you get canceled.
Except for press coverage. That's how you get burnt.
Nice. Very well. Super Bowl prop bets. What do you have Super Bowl prop bets?
Dude, Tom Brady, 0.5 rushing yards.
Over, under?
Here's the interesting thing. Over, under. I like the over. He's averaging 3.3 rushing yards at Super Bowl. Also, if he's taking a knee, that counts against you. That's a carry.
No.
So he could be at like a yard, takes a knee, boom.
Give me over. Yeah, give me over.
Also, national anthem over 159.
That's a
minute
tough
59
one.
seconds. It's Eric Church. If you know his stuff, if you've
Oh,
heard
it's under.
You think under? I think it's gonna be over.
Eric Church? He's not going to carry that puppy out.
Have you heard Carolina?
Oh, say can you?
I hope, but I think he will. Have you heard Carolina? At the very end, he goes, Carolina keeps calling me home.
Go, 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 go.
Go.
Yeah!
That was impressive.
Woo! Everybody give it up.
That was impressive.
Over 159, I think, is what it'll do.
Wow, I don't think so. I'm gonna go under. It's a country music singer. Under. I love it's a prop bet. How much money would you put on that? $10?
I'll put $10 on it.
I put $10.
10 Monopoly dollars.
I don't think I'll put anything less than 10 Monopoly dollars on a prop bet.
Yeah. Do you bet in bunches with this as well, or do you just go one big prop and let it roll?
No. You bet in bunches.
Yeah.
There's one guy has, what is it, 10,000 on this opening kickoff not being returned for a touchdown. He nets $200.
Wow.
A better in Illinois, $10,000 at this opening kick doesn't get run back.
That's highly likely.
I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good bet. Touchback is minus 220 right now.
Touchback's minus 220? I like
something
that.
like that.
I like that. I put 220 on that.
Will the opening kickoff be a touchback? Yes, minus 220.
I think so.
No, plus 190. How?
When's the last time it wasn't a touchback?
Right, yeah,
in the Super
exactly.
Bowl?
I don't know.
Kicker's got leg strength then.
So it's only been run back
And it's indoors.
once at Devin Hester.
Really? Yeah.
Wow.
And they lost that Super Bowl.
They lost Super Bowl.
They lost it. Okay, what are other prop bets?
Do either of you
a bunch of these?
Do either of you bet on the coin toss? Because you can get heads or tails for minus 101 right now.
They're both minus 101?
I'm for
wow.
that. Tails never fails.
Yeah, give me tails. You know, I was a captain, I've told you this, of my ninth grade football team. I got to do coin toss 5 times out of 10 games, because 5 road, 5 home.
Sure.
I won all 5 on tails.
Really? So we're going tails.
We're going tails.
Confirm we're going tails. Wow.
I actually don't remember if I won all 5 on tails, but I won all 5. I called all 5 and won all 5.
Okay, well, let me know what you're doing because I'm rolling with that. Before the game, just give me your feeling. I'm going to roll with that.
Yeah, I think I like tails, though. Tails never fails. I feel like tails is most consistent. What kind of sidle appropriation is that for tails never fails?
Sidle appropriation, yeah. Probably something.
Like, what if society had decided one time that heads is the best, and then that caught on? Then everybody would guess heads.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole. That's a world I don't want to live in.
What else? What else you got prop bets? I knew your Leonard Fournette one earlier.
Leonard Fournette, anytime touchdowns, I think plus 165. Playoff Lenny.
He
has to score a
plus
touchdown.
165,
right?
one touchdown. Leonard
He
Fournette.
has to score. I think it depends on your monopoly.
The
stat.
Chiefs' defense is pretty good. They're okay.
But like they get inside the 2-yard line, you're just going to hand it off to Leonard Fournette probably, unless you quarterback sneak. But Leonard
Tom
Fournette,
Brady.
a touchdown at some point, or even a dump off pass to Leonard Fournette, like. I'd be curious, when was the last Super Bowl a running back didn't have a touchdown, like for either team?
Now, do we know if the Buccaneers' backup running back is going to be getting a lot of snaps?
I don't know.
Because that could change
things.
Playoff landing.
Will the first offensive play be a run play or a pass play?
I think pass play.
Ooh,
that's probably plus money.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think whoever it is, you get them. Okay,
yeah,
if it's
pass
Kansas,
is plus 100.
If it's Kansas City,
it's a pass.
It's a pass. If it's Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's not worried about the Super Bowl. He's been here like a million times.
Yeah.
He's going to hand it off. They're going to get into their rhythm. Let the other guys get loose. The running back, if it's Leonard Fournette, be his first Super Bowl. Like, let him get his jitters out. Tom Brady's like, okay, another day at the office.
Will there be a score in the first 5 minutes?
Ooh, what do you think? I would probably say no. Yeah, I don't think so.
They're both at minus 110. Yes and no are minus 110.
Here's a fun one. Pre-game, apparently there's like a commercial or some sort of spot with Peyton and Eli Manning. You can bet on who is the first one to speak. If it's Peyton or Eli, I think it's plus something for Eli. Peyton is minus, I think I'm guessing like 165. I think minus 165. I like Peyton there. There's no way they let little brother speak first. No shot.
First score of the game, touchdown or a field goal / safety.
Got to be touchdown.
I think it's got to be touchdown.
With these offenses, yeah.
It'll be touchdown.
And then have y'all seen the interceptions?
Yes.
Both Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady over under a half. So
Mahomes is you make money on Brady. Like Brady's like plus 1 something and
no.
Mahomes is minus 1 something.
If you what are you saying?
For over on
Tom's over minus 160. But he threw because that's because he threw 3 last week or like 2 weeks ago. So I think over half an interception for Tom Brady is like lock of the year.
Really?
I mean, how does he not throw an interception?
Yeah. Also,
just one. That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, like, outside of Mike Evans, his receivers are all, like, just kind of guys from the intramural team, right? Like Antonio Brown, but, like, is Antonio Brown even right in the head anymore? Scotty Miller's good.
Scotty Miller.
From Bowling Green. Great. Like, he's really played well in the playoffs. So, like, I'd never heard of him.
Travis Kelce over under 7.5 receptions.
You're going to feed him.
Chris Godwin, too.
Chris Godwin 7.5? Really?
No. Chris Godwin's on the
Oh, yeah. Okay, what am I saying? Never mind.
All right.
Forget whatever I just
before we
said.
get into Sick 'em Pick 'em, the most important Super Bowl prop bet of all time, what color is the Gatorade?
Andrew Robertson made a great point. Both teams are wearing red. Red feels like the intuitive pick.
But it's not been red the last 2 decades.
So are they due? I mean, what do you think? Are they due to have red then?
Statistically due.
I don't think they're due.
What would be your
I don't. They usually
orange.
Orange usually doesn't happen 2 years in a row. Give me white.
White Gatorade.
That's
white.
Wow.
White's happened I think 3 times in the last 2 decades.
If you throw even a little bit on that, you probably
what are the
probably
odds on
pay
that?
the mortgage.
Yeah.
I'm into the weird ones now. It's like
I love it.
Chartreuse.
I love the weird ones.
Both teams with a 35-yard or longer field goal.
Oh yeah.
Yes, plus 100.
Really?
Yeah.
So they just think they're going to score a ton. They just think it's going to be no defense.
All right, Sick 'em Pick 'em today. Yesterday, Sick 'em Pick 'em was. I went 6-3. You said.
There you go.
Drake went 6-3. JD 2-2.
2-2.
Okay, that's all right.
Steady.
Stagnant.
Eastern Washington. Flipping. Eastern Washington and Oregon hurt me yesterday. Oregon's the worst. Oregon lost to Washington State at home. It was so bad.
What are you going to do?
Today's games on the men's side, there is nothing. There's actually nothing remotely good whatsoever. I like the first game. North Dakota's on the road against Denver at 1 o'clock. Denver has 1 win. Denver just lost to North Dakota State twice by a lot. They lost their last 2 home games to Oral Roberts. And North Dakota's not very good either. But I like North Dakota -3 right now at Denver, who's 1-12.
Okay. Is that the only one you like today, right now, on this slate?
No, that's just the 1 o'clock, so I'm just starting there.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Giving the people some.
There is 0
some
top
freedom to
25
upload.
games today.
Dude, it's so bad. Across the board, it's so bad. Not only from like a matchup standpoint, also from a trend standpoint. All of the top teams that are good against the spread are playing on Saturday. So pretty juicy Saturday slate if you're looking to make some Monopoly money. But when it comes to today, very, very slim pickings. I like Radford against SC Upstate. Only because of Marty Smith.
They won by 2 yesterday, though.
What was the spread yesterday? It was -1.5.
I think it was like 9.
Oh, was it? Okay, so it's similar today, like -8.5. Fighting Marty Smith, I'm going Radford.
I don't know.
Penn State -1.5 against Maryland. Maybe. I mean, the BPI right now is like 60% saying Penn State, so I'll roll with that. But I really don't. Like, I'm not going to probably put any Monopoly money anywhere today and save it for Saturday.
Well, here's a bet for you guys. Hawaii on island. I mean, they play at home on island, 5-5 versus a 3-11.
Cal Poly, right?
Cal Poly. I mean,
Stangs.
That's a flight.
That's a flight.
A little jet
change.
Jet lag. Yeah, I mean, I love betting on Hawaii on island.
Really?
How can you bet against Hawaii on island? No one beats Hawaii on
So
island.
many go in, very few come out.
Give me North Alabama. North Alabama is playing Florida Gulf Coast. And Florida Gulf Coast at home is a 2.5-point favorite, but North Alabama is 6-2 in conference. Florida Gulf Coast is 2-4 in conference.
Okay.
I like North Alabama on a money line. They're underdogs, so that's not bad. Dayton against George Mason.
Flyers.
Dayton. I like Dayton at home. That's crazy.
George Mason.
This guy's in a Mike Ruzioni jersey, except that he's not. He's wearing the jersey of some guy that nobody's ever heard of.
USA. I've heard of O'Callahan.
Jack O'Callahan from Boston, Mass. Play for Boston.
Do we have that? Do we have the hockey video?
OC, baby.
Is he from Winthrop?
Go Bruins.
Or is that Ruzioni? It's from Winthrop.
How about Maryland, Penn State's today?
I know. I got Penn State -1.5, but like I don't feel great. Both those teams are trash against the spread.
They're so bad.
Both those teams are awful. Even like I tried to look for in conference against the spread. They're both pretty trash. Maryland's more trash than Penn State, but
they're both 3-2 in the last 5.
Is that the only Power 5 matchup of the day?
There's one
Hold
more.
on. Penn State's good at home. Penn State's good at home.
But they're not good against the spread at home is the only thing. Like 3-8 against the spread at home, I think.
Yeah, but the spread's 2.5.
I know.
To pick them.
Can they please? Yeah, if it's a pick 'em, I'm going to go
I think
Penn
it's 60% Penn State right now on the ESPN Power Next, whatever that means, like whatever that's worth.
Yeah, the fabled matchup.
I sort of look at that and like, oh, what does this tell me?
Maybe give me San Antonio at home against Florida International, or San Antonio on the road against Florida International. Gosh, these are such bad games.
It's all bad.
It's a sad slate.
It's all bad.
Cal State, Bakersfield on the road.
Anything you like Saturday? Saturday's kind of more
UAB
enjoyable.
on top today.
Saturday's huge.
Saturday's lines aren't even out yet. I have
Saturday's
stuff
lines
I like.
aren't out. Boise State at Nevada. Maybe Nevada at home with an upset. Cal Bap, New Mexico State. I like Cal Bap.
Cal Baptist.
I don't actually.
Baptize
Cal
them.
Bap's good, but New Mexico State just got trounced by guess who? Grand Canyon University.
Bryce Drew.
Bryce
Their games
Drew
are.
country.
They had a game today that was postponed, wasn't it?
Really?
I think so. Yeah, because Grand Canyon is phenomenal against the spread. They're like top 5 against the spread in the
Bryce
country.
Drew guys here.
Here we go. Saturday.
Yep.
If you don't mind me jumping into that, there's no lines out, but I can tell you what I'm going to take already. Like there's no lines. I don't even know what it's going to be, but I can tell you 2 things for certain. Drake against Valpo, Drizzy Drake and the boys against Valpo, the best team in the spread, in the country.
Yeah.
And then we got Prairie View, the second best team against the spread in the country, both over 90% against the spread. Prairie View plays Texas Southern. Listen, I haven't seen either of these teams play any basketball, but I will put Monopoly money on both of them. Also, Weber State against Montana State. They'll play again. Spread will probably be close to what it was, -6.5 yesterday.
English, please.
I like that again.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Weber State played Montana State, I think, yesterday. Was it last night they played? And they rolled. They'll play again on Saturday. Don't know what the spread will be. It'll probably be close to what it was, around 6.5. So I'm taking those 3 for my second pick. I'm Weber State, Drake, and Prairie View. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They're covering.
Missouri. I like Alabama on the road against Missouri. I think that'll be a tight line. Virginia Tech on the road against Miami. I like Virginia Tech on a pick 'em or in a money line. Everything else,
I like Bama.
I like Bama.
Bama Saturday.
I like Texas at Oklahoma State. Bama. I like Bama.
They're great against the spread in conference games.
Missouri State against Illinois. Who's Houston playing?
They're playing at school with no games played this season called Our Lady.
Oh, jeez.
No logo. No logo on the ESPN app.
They're just all playing their moms.
Bro.
Their moms are going to line up 5-on-5 and just run the court.
Idaho is at Eastern Washington. I like Eastern Washington on the line on that one. Texas Tech at Kansas State. Give me Texas Tech and whatever the bogus line that's going to be. It's going to be stupid. Washington at Oregon. Don't even touch it. Both of those teams are so booty right now. Ole Miss at Auburn. Please don't touch that either. Murray State, Eastern Kentucky. Ooh. That'd be good, actually. Eastern Kentucky really disappointed me yesterday. They got
Murray
jacked.
State's great against the spread.
Purdue's at home
So
against
is
Northwestern.
Kentucky.
Give me Purdue against Northwestern. And then, I don't know. There's got to be something else in here. There's so many games. It's a Saturday. You know, last Saturday I made $330 Monopoly dollars in one
There it
day.
is.
So maybe
There
we'll
it
do
is.
it again. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we'll run it back. Before we get into, we're playing 2-minute drill today. Before we do that, I got a very special video that Armstrong embodies today.
1, 2, 3. USA versus USA. Oh, mama, don't you cry. Oh, mama, don't you cry. USA hockey is do or die. USA hockey is do or die. Take a hockey stick in my hand. Take a hockey stick in my hand. Go on off to a foreign land. Go on off to a foreign land. They said I'd be a star. They said I'd be a star.
We'll go very far.
USA hockey, baby.
Yeah, we'll go very far.
Take the Gatorade in your glass.
What are they going to say next? What are they going to say next?
I don't. It always
We
cuts
just
out.
kicked your feelings.
We just kicked your.
We just broke all the glass. You can tell like who played and who didn't play. Let's go, Armstrong.
The hockey jersey,
That's our producer,
Armstrong
baby. You kidding me?
Sims. That's
Let's
my
ride.
producer.
Let's
Wow,
ride.
Chef's kiss. All right, today is 2-minute drill.
Boom.
Let us put 2 minutes on the clock, and we are going to do Super Bowl trivia. We got Armstrong, J.D., and Andrew Robertson today playing Super Bowl trivia
Love it.
in our game of 2-minute drill. All right, everybody ready here?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me get Andrew in here.
Also, who do you like in the Super Bowl? -3 Kansas City.
We'll go, give me Kansas City.
Kansas City -3.
I like Kansas City.
I want to root for Brady though.
Yeah, I like
What are you
Brady.
gonna do?
I'm ready to go.
Question number 1, and I will start the clock as soon as it's finished. Name one of the 2 teams who played in the first Super Bowl. JD?
I'll go last because I know both.
I know one.
This is 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
We don't say them. We just write them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
You just write them.
All right.
You write them. I'm sorry.
dang
That's a
it.
good point.
Only one of the 2,
Good
right?
point, Armstrong.
Name one of the 2 teams that played in the first Super Bowl. Just name one of them. Number 2. Who has the most Super Bowl MVP awards?
Like player?
Yep. What player? Number 3. Which 2 teams have the most Super Bowl wins? 2 historic NFL teams have the most Super Bowl wins. Number 4. How many franchises have never won a Super Bowl? This is whoever gets closest. How many have never won a Super Bowl? I'll give you a hint. 4 teams have never been. How many have never won? Number 5. Which state has hosted the most Super Bowls? Number 6. Name one of the 2 teams to attend 4 Super Bowls and lose all of them.
Name one of the 4.
One of the 2 teams that have attended 4 Super Bowls and lost all of them. Number 7. How many franchises have never been to a Super Bowl? I already gave you the answer to this. Number 8. What is the most common Gatorade color of the past 2 decades? Number 9. Who is the only starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl with multiple teams?
Ooh, good question. Let's think. Let's think about this one.
Yeah, can I get a second?
Yeah, you have a second. I mean, yeah, you just write them down.
This is the last one.
Nope.
All right.
And then how much does the Lombardi Trophy weigh? That's number 10. All right, timer is up. Whoever guesses closest on that one. And then I have I hear silence.
Multiple teams. I'm stumped on that one. Hang on. Multiple teams, Super Bowl.
I hear nothing.
It would have to be.
We turn it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to give you guys a bonus question because I love this answer. How many empty seats were at Super Bowl 1?
Wow.
Is this a bonus or am I?
Yep, it's a bonus. How many empty seats were there at Super Bowl 1?
This is going to bother me. Who's the one quarterback who's won that?
Yeah, so.
Dang it.
All right. Question 1. Name one of the 2 teams who played in the first Super Bowl, JD.
Kansas City.
Yes.
Packers.
Yes.
I did not. I wrote Philly. I don't know NFL
That's not
at
even.
all.
Number 2. Who has the most Super Bowl MVP awards? Andrew.
I know it's not Brady, but I put Brady.
It is Tom Brady.
I put Brady too. Okay, there we go. I was like,
Brady.
It's gotta be Brady.
Armstrong?
Brady.
All right, everybody got it. Number 3. Which 2 teams have the most Super Bowl wins?
Steelers and Patriots.
Steelers and Patriots.
Steelers and
Patriots. Armstrong?
Pats.
All right.
Okay.
Stairway to 7.
That is, you get a half a point. Number
I'll
4.
take it.
How many franchises have never won a Super Bowl?
This is tricky. I'll put 10.
Oh, I put 9.
Put 8.
It is 12. So JD
Wow.
gets the point.
Take it.
At 11.
Number 5. Which state has hosted the most Super Bowls?
California.
I think it's Florida.
That was my second guess.
Texas.
It is Florida.
Oh, good.
Very well done,
Good work,
Andrew,
good
with
work.
the off the dome right there.
Opponent.
Number 6. Name one of the 2 teams to attend 4 and lose all of them, Andrew.
Bills.
Four Falls of Buffalo. Buffalo Bills.
Armstrong?
Blank. No clue.
Number 7. How
Not a clue.
how many franchises have never been to a Super Bowl, JD?
I said 4.
I also said 4.
I said 4.
It is 4.
Only because you said
I
it.
gave you the
There we
answer.
There we go.
Number 8. What's the most common Gatorade color of the last
I said
2 decades?
I said orange.
Orange?
I also said orange.
I said blue.
It is orange.
There we
Armstrong
go.
is just struggling along
I don't know
here.
NFL so much that I don't
It's
even know what Gatorade color they use.
What? Who is the only starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl with multiple teams?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton.
Manning.
Did you all say Manning?
I said Peyton.
It is Manning. Number 10.
Which
How
one?
much does the Lombardi Trophy weigh?
Which Manning?
Peyton.
Oh, okay, good.
I think it's heavier than this.
Glad I got it.
What do you say?
What'd you say?
I said 14 pounds.
I said 25 pounds.
I
it's
said
closer to that.
13 pounds.
Somehow, Armstrong wins the point. It is 7 pounds.
No way. That's
Really?
Unbelievably light.
Wow.
7
Very
pounds. And then number 11, the bonus question. How many empty seats were at the very first Super Bowl?
I
said 3,000.
3,000.
I said 69.
69 empty seats.
0.
30,000
All right.
empty seats.
Okay, I was.
Super Bowl tickets were
Where was it?
$6. I don't remember. They
I
were
was- it was-
$6.
I was thinking maybe it was like in a not very big
which is
city.
$89.
It must have been a home
local
game.
time.
It must have been in Green Bay, right?
Was it Green Bay? KC,
Or maybe was it-
in the, is that what the
I'll
first
look,
Super Bowl was?
I'll look it up, but I like that
All right.
round. That's
Hey, did
that's
you
a
see me
good
that
round.
Zoom call?
Did I win?
I didn't get an email.
Did I win or we tie, Andrew?
It was close.
The email's in the share file.
Much. You got that last question.
I don't win many of these games, so I like to just whenever I get a win or I think I have a win, I just really just harp on that. You know what I'm saying?
You absolutely may have. It was
All
close.
right. When we come back, Michael Catania McDonough joins us. He is the quarterback whisperer, the guru. I'm Drake Toll, J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. That right there is Andrew Robertson. And how about a little Sam Chapman action? This is Up Tempo.
Around the horn in college athletics last night, Gonzaga struggled with Pacific early on and trailed the 5-5 Tigers 32-31 at halftime. However, with a strong second half, the Zags were able to climb back into the game and win it 76-58. Number 7 Ohio State took to the road to knock off number 8 Iowa 89-85 as 6-point underdogs, thanks to E.J. Little's 16 points. Iowa and Luka Garza have now lost 3 of their last 4. Utah knocks off Arizona at home 73-58. Oregon State smacks Washington 91-71. Rutgers beat Minnesota 76-72. Washington State upset Oregon on the road 74-71. And Stanford beat Cal on the road 70-55. On the women's side, number 8 Baylor blew out Kansas at home 83-50, led by yet another Nalissa Smith double-double as she notched 17 points and 10 rebounds. Number 1 Louisville beat Boston College 97-68. Number 2 South Carolina beat Auburn 77-58. Number 7 Texas A&M crawled back to beat LSU 54-41. And unranked Ole Miss upset 15th ranked Kentucky at home 72-60. In Baylor news, the men's basketball team has postponed their next 2 games against TCU at home and Oklahoma and Norman due to COVID-19 precautions. And Nalissa Smith has been named a finalist for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's Katrina McClain Award, given to the nation's best power forward. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back at Up Tempo. I'm Drake Toll, J.D. Pickell, Armstrong, Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Sam Chapman. Today, Michael Catania McDonough. What does that name mean to you, J.D.?
TB12, pliability, GOAT. The Patriot Way.
This guy is one call away from every person that has ever lived in sports or done anything sports related. And apparently, he's listened to Up Tempo before, maybe once or twice. Coach, thanks for joining the show today.
Really love it. Whenever I'm watching film or I have some background noise that I got to fill, I always put on the show around lunchtime. It's great.
Oh, beautiful. A Baylor take on your lunch break.
Love it. That's good.
So tell me, Coach, are you a big Baylor guy? Kind of what, do you have any tie locally to Dave Aranda or this program? Or are you just kind of catching up with what's going on in Waco off a whim?
So JD and I are boys. We go a few years back here when we ran a football camp out at Corner, and Coach Archer had some great support. And JD was actually one of the coaches, and he was voted one of the most likable coaches. He's definitely got to him.
Thanks, Coach. I think we might have been losing you a little bit in and out, but I appreciate you saying those nice things. I will make sure I Venmo you later for all those good things. I appreciate it. But no, it's a blast to be a part of what y'all are doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of Dave Aranda, I know I think it was like a virtual conference you were a part of, and Dave Aranda spoke at that. Do you mind just kind of giving us a sneak peek or whatever don't give away any tricks of the trade? I know there's probably some coaches' honor there, but whatever you're allowed to disclose about that conference and what Aranda specifically said, would love to hear your insight.
So I learned a lot of things about Coach Aranda and the direction that the program is going to be heading in Waco. One of the things that I learned, he's a pretty laid back guy. He feels it's imperative to be yourself and to sort of take part of the culture that they're building there. He away from what's going to be happening. Kind of compare him to 2 guys that I've met. I would say it's Saban and Coach Ken from Navy. Coach Ken, an exceptional educator, is like Coach Saban, but not as feisty. Saban is a grade A ball buster, I guess you'd call it, but it comes from a good. He wants to win, but he wants to win with character. So he has these I guess in the room, and he sends. I guess it's all virtual now. So for the players, it's like have class, be polite, pride without showboating, humility, self-control. So in terms of where the program is heading, he is an exceptional educator. He has a lot of connections, with his time at Wisconsin and LSU, and I think that's how him and Coach Grimes kind of merge the minds, and that's why they're meeting back.
You talked about Saban, Coach, and I saw on your Instagram story a couple days ago where you and him had a Zoom call together, and man, he was just really high on your work and the things that you do. What did that mean to you to hear from maybe the greatest coach to ever do it? Really, just how much he admires your work.
It was great to hear. He's a very, I guess you'd say, complimentary guy. He really kind of makes you feel at home with whatever's going on, which is why they're able to, attract a lot of the really good young talent out there, because he comes from a genuine place. If you ever get a time, if he ever gives you the time of day, it's really fantastic. I'm just blessed that it was able to happen. And like I said, I did go to Alabama. I did some student assisting learning there. So a lot of stuff that I know about football came from the Saban system and how they coach things and how they teach things and the approach that they take and stuff like that. So
natural segue from one GOAT to another. It just seems like you're connected to all the GOATs in some way or some form or fashion. You and Tom Brady, the whole TB12 operation down in Boston.
Sure.
Walk me through how that came about and what the connection is there.
So we formed a partnership in 2018. I work with another company as a contractor, essentially for athlete development, and so we kind of branched those two things together because they complement each other really well. Tom's stuff has helped me personally in terms of my health and my well-being and my mental health, like things. So it was a natural fit for me. And again, the way they take care of athletes and how Tom takes care of his body. And I've seen it over the past, 10, 15 years of how he approaches things and the foods that he's eating and the sleep and the hydration. I'm right here. I always got my water with me, electrolytes. It was a natural fit. So we started, sending a lot of my guys down there to get work in, just to make sure that they're ready, pliable, and fit for the season,
Wow. So for those who may not know, Michael works alongside, with some of the best quarterbacks in the country, helping develop talent and scout talent. And really what I would love to hear it from you. What are the ins and outs, the day-to-day for you? What does your work look like as a year goes by? Is it kind of all over the place, or have you found any consistency?
Yeah, it's all over the place, man. And I can't complain. It's the best job in the world for me. To think I'd be doing this, is crazy to me, because I not too long ago I was, pumping gas at a gas station, going to college and stuff, and just, to think that I've been able to catapult and kind of get into the inner circles of football and work with these guys is just a blessing. But in the mornings, especially with this COVID stuff, because the Massachusetts kids now are going to start playing the UNH. Their season starts in, a week or so. So it's crazy. So just in terms of getting everybody ready and making sure all of our boxes are checked has been a handful, but we'll take it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. In regards to the Super Bowl, it'll be no shortage of familiar faces for you between Gronk, Brady. I'm sure there's more guys within both those teams that you've worked with. What should Drake and I are just common fans at this point. We're not watching quite as much film as you. What should we be looking for in the Super Bowl?
That's a good question. Spags is a really good defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. And, a few years back when the Patriots had their run on 2007 season with the undefeated year and all that stuff, the biggest bump in the road was Spagnuolo and the defense for the Giants, so he's always a tough matchup for Tom, because he sends that 4-man rush. They got great guys up front, especially with Chris Jones, who reminds me of like a young Richard Seymour, the way he can rip and club, feisty guy. So it's going to be really interesting to watch. I think everybody's going to be so focused on the Tyreek Hills and the Travis Kelce's and the Tom Brady's and the Mike Evans and the Gronks, but I think really where it's going to matter is in between the tackles and see who really wins that battle, because I think ball control is going to be a big one for this.
When it comes to working back to the college game, the quarterbacks you work with, I saw that you had posted a couple days ago where you're bringing it down, you're cutting it down to maybe 10 guys outside of the pro game that you're working with. What went into that decision? And is that just because the high volume you have of professional quarterbacks you're working alongside?
So essentially, there's only so much time in the day, and we really love all the guys that we're able to sort of help out with, because I'm able to, work with guys that are, receivers and tight ends and offensive line. It's been a really big influx of offensive linemen guys that we've been starting to train and get ready and send down to TB12 and all that stuff. So it's been a lot to handle, and we're gonna try to keep in touch with these guys and make sure that they're still getting some work in through maybe like an app service that we started up and stuff like that a few weeks back. So we're going to try to make sure that everybody gets taken care of. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was just time management, just being able to have enough focus for each of these guys that we work with. And again, that's something that Grimes can even tell you about when it comes to their quarterbacks as well. You have to have that dedicated time and focus and energy, because he wants guys that are going 70% on completions. He wants guys that are going to have 10 touchdowns, rushing. And so it's multi-dimensional. So that's kind of the approach that I take as well, is that you have to have that focus, you have to be adaptable, and run with it.
And as someone who is so familiar with the Baylor staff that's coming in, what can fans expect for this new look offense, for this new look program as a whole, second year under Dave Aranda? What's that going to look like?
Well, funny story. A few years back, I think it was 2018, I saw Jeff Grimes and his BYU team torture a family member in public at Gillette Stadium. My cousin was a coach at UMass, so they just, I think it was 35 to 10 or 14 or something like that, and they were just scoring at will. So watching them in person and Grimes' offense in person, it was like watching the Boston Symphony Orchestra. Man, it was poetic. I mean, they just really, it was just smooth. One of the things that I talk about a lot with my guys, and I think Grimes sort of has taken that approach as well, is you want to remove stress from the quarterback position. So you don't want your guys stressed. So when you see guys like Zach Wilson out there who don't look stressed, who look super composed, and they're just tearing apart, defenses, a little known thing that people are talking about, but they were number one. BYU was number one in yards per attempt from the line of scrimmage. It was 7.8 or something like that, and they were number one in the country. And number two was Sark and Alabama. So, yards per play is going to be a big thing, I think, with Grimes, and making sure that they get good chunks of yardage. Even with the call with Saban the other day, and the offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien hopped on as well. He talks about, Saban says, the one thing that we want to try to limit is turnovers and big plays. So chunks of yards, not just like 2 yards, 3 yards here, and 20 yards. You're talking about those 8 yards, 7 yards per play. So you're getting a guy in Grimes who knows how to get 7 to 8 yards per play, and he knows how to make it happen. And at a school like BYU, you're not going to get the talent that you would at a Big 12 school like Baylor. So it should be interesting to watch.
I think the biggest question this offseason, Coach, for Baylor would be the quarterback battle. We got 4 guys between Jacob Zeno, Gary Bohannon, Blake Shapen, and Kyron Drones, all coming into a spot that's wide open. Is there anything that you've seen from those 4 guys, any film that you've watched or work you've gotten to do with them, or maybe even talk to the coaches about possible separation in that battle?
Well, of course, with Brewer going to Utah, that really opened things up. I think that the one guy that I kind of had my eye on was the Kyron Jones coming out of I don't know how to pronounce it, Pearland, Texas.
Right.
He was an impressive kid to kind of check out because he handled the one thing with young quarterbacks is when they get interior pressure, that's typically how you get to them. Because it's in their face, right? So the edge pressure doesn't bother them as much because it's not in their face, and they get hit or they don't, right? But with the interior pressure, you got a guy, attacking your face, so you have to make the decision to either matador the guy and move around and make a throw or run or whatever. And the most impressive thing with Jones, I feel, was his ability to matador those guys and then make big throws down the field. Again, those chunk plays that we're talking about. I think I saw a range of 55 yards in his max throw, which is pretty substantial for a young quarterback, especially a kid who you can tell is still growing into his body. He's a little clunky and stuff, not saying he's slow or unathletic or anything like that. He's super athletic, but it's scary that he's able to move and throw like that, and he's still growing into his frame. So I think Jones, I don't know if he's going to start right away as a true freshman, and then it's kind of a tough competition from there. I mean, I guess was the kid Zeno.
Jacob Zeno, yep.
Yeah, he had a couple reps during the season. I think that kind of showed some stuff, but again, I think with a guy like Grimes and Dave Aranda, that they're going to kind of go with older talent typically, just because it's a little bit more of a leadership role at the quarterback position, and so sort of it's sort of like how Alabama handles it. They'll go sophomore up typically. So
interesting. Now, Coach, another position group that fans will be watching with bated breath this spring is the offensive line. Drake and I did multiple post games where we're defending Charlie Brewer because he's running around for his life. Having known Coach Grimes, what can we expect to see from this new look offensive line?
Well, I think you got you got a kid coming in from UCLA, right? A transfer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was he was here last year.
He was there last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is that the Burton kid?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So the line is, I guess the best way to put it is, Grimes moves pieces around a lot, right? So he'll put tackle over. He'll put a tight end to tackle. He'll put tackle at tight end. Eligible formations, sort of like the Patriots did a few years ago with having the guy running free down the seam, and so having guys that can move around and be adjustable to their scheme. You got a lot of pulling situations, a lot of trick plays. They keep defenses on their toes. So they're going to have to get the best guys in that locker room that are smart, and maybe not the maulers, but the guys that know how to figure out, be deceptive, create a little bit more confusion on those linebacker reads. So linebackers looking down at the line, and being able to sort of create that deception without having a tell is going to be a big factor in who gets the run and who gets the start at the front five for Baylor.
Tell me, Coach, and really moving back into your career and all the work that you've done with quarterbacks across the years, who are some of the biggest, or I should say, who are some of the best players that you've worked with and around that have really just stood out to you as unbelievable talents?
Kid in particular that I found was the best project and that I was the proudest of was a kid by the name of Nick Andreas. A lot of people haven't heard of him. He was at Stetson University. It was a Division I school in Florida. He went here from Massachusetts to play college football, and he just couldn't get the start. He just kept fighting and fighting. He was working, sending me tape of practices and stuff like that, showing me I'm trying to run the ball. He reminded me a lot of a Tim Tebow, where he was a big physical kid who could run you over, but also throw a pass right over the linebacker's head. And I think that's probably who I'm proudest of, because the kid ended up getting, I think it was Marist, and he broke school passing records in that game for touchdowns and yards. So, of course, it didn't help. He had that big tight end that was drafted by the Jaguars as well.
Yeah.
6'9" kid. Yeah. 6'9" kid. You know what I mean? But so I think that was probably my proudest moment as a coach, was seeing that kid succeed, because he was just fighting so damn hard for it.
Phenomenal. Coach, last question I have for you. There's talk about the term football guys, right? And guys that will watch Maction on Tuesday, on Wednesday, like they live for that stuff. You're always watching film. You're posting on your social media about that. Like, you live and breathe football, from your work with youth sports, with Dream Up to TB12. Like, you are just through and through football, a part of your DNA. Why do you love this game so much, Coach?
I think it has a lot to do with it sort of really shows character. And you get to learn and meet a lot of good people. It's not work, so that helps. You know what I mean? Where you're looking at it from a day to day. Every day is a different challenge. I have probably the most severe ADHD that you'll ever meet. So when you're talking about somebody that bounces around a lot and gets bored easily, Football is a great place for anybody that's like that because it is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. One of my mentors was a guy named Bill Tye, who was a World War II vet. He was the first coach that ever hired me at a school in Lexington, Massachusetts up here. And so Coach Tye was an 86-year-old guy. He was, the oldest head football coach in the country. And, they started running, when I first started coaching, they started running more of that read option stuff where the quarterback becomes a running back now, right? And so one of the things that he said was he looked at it and he pulls out this playbook and it's about this thick, right? And it's in this folder. And he goes, this is Princeton's 1943 offensive playbook. It's called the single wing offense. And I was like, what the hell does this have to do with anything that's going on now? And he goes, this football's cyclical. You know what I mean? Just when you think you got to around. So that's why I kind of like and flows and watch those changes occur and just see, I remember. And as you get older as a coach, I'm in my 30s now. You start to see, I remember when the fullback was prevalent, Mike Allstott and those Buccaneers, and now those guys are starting to come back into the game. So it's kind of cool to watch. So I think that's probably the biggest thing for me.
Well, Coach, before we can let you get out of here, we got some Bear Games questions for you. I know that you've watched the show, so you're familiar with how crazy these can get, but today's tame. Sure. Today is tame-ish. Okay. First question, your Friday jam. What song is getting you through the day today?
Oh, it's got to be I have this funny thing with a kid who Patriots named Anthony Johnson on Twitter, and every Friday it's either one of us that says, what day is it? And one of the things that we post is Hall & Oates, Making My Dreams Come True. Yeah. I don't know why. I just love that song. It's funny. What about you? What do you guys do? What's your jams?
We haven't had this question turn on us, but this is good stuff. I've been really into the gospel church choir kind of sound lately. So Marvin Sapp, one of the OGs in the Marvin gospel Sapp. Church choir game. Perfect Peace is what I want to listen to these days.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to my on repeat. I've hit a country bug lately, almost reluctantly. They don't come very often, but Walking in Waco has been that's been a pretty frequent jam.
That's been a good one.
I saw where you had caught on to the Walking in Waco trend.
Puppy to sleep over there.
There we go.
But JD, actually, real quick. So Anthony, it's funny you say that because Anthony actually he sings gospel.
Oh wow!
He's this 280-pound defensive tackle from Louisiana, and that's actually when I was at Patriots practice one day. I heard him singing one time, and I'm like, "What the heck is it?" It's like the voice of an angel coming out of a big old bear. You know what I mean? So it's funny you say that. Gospel is really kind of part of our vibe lately.
Yeah, give it a Marvin Sapp. I would recommend him strongly to anyone who's a gospel church choir fan. It's great stuff, Coach.
And then, Coach, Big 12 mascots. If they were all to be in an arena together, fighting to the death, today we're going to release the seeding of the bracket. Who wins in that battle? You have Mountaineers and Raiders, and you have a Cyclone.
Whatever a Sooner is.
I wish I could take a real comedic approach like Mike Leach did a few years ago with the Pac-12 or Pac-10 or whatever it was back then, because that was hilarious. But I'd say the Bear, just because Bears kind of sit back, they watch things play out, and then they attack. You got to be careful with those things, man.
I love it. Hey, Coach, thanks so much for joining us today and breaking things down on the Baylor side of things and with your career. And just keep grinding, man. I love watching the stuff that you're doing, the big names you're working with and around. I mean, seeing a video of Nick Saban being like, look, you're welcome in Tuscaloosa anytime. Right. And then the next video on your story is you jamming out to Walking in Waco. That made my life.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it was good. It was a good week. We had a lot of fun.
I love it. Coach, thanks again.
Sounds like a good
All right,
week.
take it easy, guys.
Wow.
That's
Again,
a good week for
Michael
sure.
Catania McDonough, one of the best coaches out there in the game of football when it comes to quarterbacks, best developers. I mean, a guy that not I think the best part is he's not with a program or team that he's tied down to, but he goes and he develops across the country guys that are going to be legitimate talents in the game one day, whether it be collegiate or professional, and works with pro guys.
And he's all over the board, whether it's X's and O's, whether it's the fundamentals of the game, whether it's health nutrition, like the TB12 stuff he does. I mean, truly just a football guy through and through. And he does it for not just the pro guys. I know he's kind of cutting it down more to pro guys right now. It gets closer to the draft.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he does a lot of work with youth sports as well, like Dream Up, his organization that he does with guys around local like college campuses for the kids that want to be those college football players. I mean, he just has a heart for football, heart for people.
And dude works with Tom Brady. Works with Nick Saban.
Yep.
Dave Aranda. I mean, you name it in sports, and the guy works with him.
He just has whatever goat attraction DNA is some kind of DNA that just attracts all the goats to him.
All right, I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Sam Chapman in studio. When we come back, we're breaking down a little bit more of the women's basketball action that we saw last night as the Baylor Lady Bears picked up a victory over Kansas at home, 83-50 in that one. Lady Bears, top 10 in the country, and they play again this weekend on Sunday. That game is against Kansas State on the road. And Armstrong, we got this Top Golf. So we'll hit that. But like I said, Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, J.D. Pickell, Sam Chapman, and this is Up-Tempo. Tee it up at McLean Stadium this winter as Top Golf Live takes over Waco. Top Golf Live brings the Top Golf experience to iconic stadiums around the country and will be held at McLean Stadium February 25th through February 28th. Join us for a once-in-a-lifetime experience as you take golf swings from the concourse of McLean Stadium. In addition to offering friendly competition, Top Golf Live transforms this iconic venue to create a truly unique event. Create memories with your friends, family, or coworkers this March when you choose the Top Golf Live Stadium Tour for your private parties. Special safety protocols will be implemented throughout the event to ensure Top Golf Live offers a healthy and safe environment to players. Top Golf Live tickets are on sale now at www.topgolflive.com. Book your tee times today as tickets are limited for this once-in-a-lifetime in-stadium golf experience. Premium packages are available as well. For more information on premium packages or to purchase your tickets today, visit www.topgolflive.com or call 214-501-1320.
Around the horn in college athletics last night, Gonzaga struggled with Pacific early on and trailed the 5-5 Tigers 32-31 at halftime. However, with a strong second half, the Zags were able to climb back into the game and win it 76-58. Number 7 Ohio State took to the road to knock off number 8 Iowa 89-85 as 6-point underdogs, thanks to E.J. Little's 16 points. Iowa and Luka Garza have now lost 3 of their last 4. Utah knocks off Arizona at home 73-58. Oregon State smacks Washington 91-71. Rutgers beat Minnesota 76-72. Washington State upset Oregon on the road 74-71. And Stanford beat Cal on the road 70-55. On the women's side, number 8 Baylor blew out Kansas at home 83-50, led by yet another Nalissa Smith double-double as she notched 17 points and 10 rebounds. Number 1 Louisville beat Boston College 97-68. Number 2 South Carolina beat Auburn 77-58. Number 7 Texas A&M crawled back to beat LSU 54-41, and unranked Ole Miss upset 15th ranked Kentucky at home 72-60. In Baylor news, the men's basketball team has postponed their next 2 games against TCU at home and Oklahoma and Norman due to COVID-19 precautions. And Nalissa Smith has been named a finalist for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's Katrina McClain Award, given to the nation's best power forward. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up-Tempo.
With more than 160,000 alumni worldwide and counting, the Baylor family is growing. And through the university's expanded Baylor alumni program, the family is growing closer. With hundreds of local volunteers planning events in cities and towns around the country, you can gather with fellow Bears no matter where you are. So, get connected, get something started, get involved, and make plans to get together with Baylor alumni. Visit us at baylor.edu/alumni.
Don Humidor, your home with a 48-foot walk-in humidor with the elite cigar brands from around the world, including the #1 cigar of the year, Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua. Plus, they have the great brands like Macanudo and Arturo Fuente, Rocky Patel, Aston, and so much more. CBD, great for sore muscles, aches and pains, sleep, Vita Dreams, and anxiety, mild depression, general health and wellness. Their staff very knowledgeable on the subject. If anyone is curious about CBD, ask Carol and Ashley. Don Humidor in the Townwood Shopping Center off Valley Mills in Waco.
What you do in privacy is your own business. What you do in public with your truck, well, that's our business at Pickup Outfitters. In your garage, it's okay for your truck to parade around in the nude with no accessories. Hey, this is still America. But when you bring your truck out in public, it's just common decency to put an outfit on your truck. And that's where we come in at Pickup Outfitters. Put a cover on that bed. Cover your rear end with a bumper and a hitch, for goodness sakes. There are women and children on the roads. And guys, don't leave your tools exposed. Put them in a toolbox. Be proud of your truck and stand tall with a lift kit. Or improve your truck's posture with a leveling kit. Add some class to your pickup with new wheels and tires. Or dress up for a date with your new RV or boat with a fifth wheel or a receiver hitch. At Pickup Outfitters, we're dedicating to making the roads decent for all Central Texans. So when taking your truck out in public, remember your manners and accessorize it properly with an outfit from Pickup Outfitters. 220 Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Hey, this is Bryce Petty, former starting quarterback and two-time Big 12 champion, and I know firsthand the importance of being in top shape both on and off the field. So listen up, men. If you're feeling beat down day in and day out and looking for that high-performance edge that separates the men from the boys, then look no further than the Petty Clinic Low T in Waco. Petty Clinic is a comprehensive men's healthcare clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Board-certified Dr. Kent Petty has a special interest in offering the highest quality medical care to men of all ages. Some of the services offered include screening and treatment for low testosterone or thyroid, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, while offering comprehensive wellness exams and complete men's health lab panels. High performance men, remember, it's not just a Petty thing. This is Bryce Petty, encouraging you to reach out and Google search Petty Clinic Low T or go to pettycliniclowt.com and get your complimentary lab screening today.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Sam Chapman today. Happy Friday, everybody. You're watching Up Tempo right now. If you're watching out there and you're scrolling through Twitter and you just saw Up Tempo and you turned it on and you thought, I'm going to watch Up Tempo on Twitter for a little bit, and then you go to get off of Twitter because you're not going to stay on Twitter all day and you think, I still want to watch Up Tempo, but I'm on Twitter. You don't have to watch Up Tempo on Twitter. You can watch Up Tempo on YouTube. You can watch it on your Roku. You can put it on your TV. You can do whatever you want. You can put it on the app right now. Again, if you're listening on Spotify and you're like, okay, good, this is live Up Tempo, it's not. Because Spotify is where our podcasts go. Every show goes to Spotify in podcast form, right, Armstrong? Armstrong's nodding right now. It does. It goes on Spotify as a podcast.
Actually, yeah, we put it on the podcast now more faithfully than any other platform.
Really? Wow.
So we're on podcast, baby.
Hey, Armstrong.
Yeah?
You know how they say nothing in life is free?
They do say that.
Well, they're wrong.
If you listen to the podcast, you know what we're talking about.
You know exactly what just happened right there, and you probably were like, whoa. Tee it up at McLean Stadium, TopGolfLive.com. Topgolf, February 25th through 28th. Tee it up at McLean Stadium, TopGolfLive.com. February 25th through 28th at McLean Stadium.
I was not sure what you were communicating.
I know. I was gonna see how long it took. Last night's ball game, Baylor taking the win 83-50. Kansas drops to 6-9. Nice. Baylor is 13-2, number 8 overall in the country. NaLyssa Smith had another double-double. How about it? 17 points, 10 rebounds last night. Queen Egbo contributed 9 points and 11 rebounds. Moon Urson, nearly a double-double, 16 points, 9 rebounds. Dejanay Carrington, doing it again. 17 points, 7 rebounds. 17 points last night. Her and NaLyssa Smith led the team. And then Caitlin Pickell, good contribution with 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists as the Lady Bears took down Kansas. Shot 44% last night compared to Kansas 30. 35%. Baylor 4 from 11 from deep. Total rebounds, and this is where Baylor has just dominated teams this season. Baylor 56, Kansas 25. On the offensive glass, Baylor 26, Kansas 4. 24-14 in the assist category, 4-1 in blocks. Turnovers, Baylor turned it over 14 times, Kansas 18 times. The Lady Bears, again, winning 83-50. We have highlights from that game and then sound bites from Coach Kim Mulkey as she spoke to the press yesterday following the win against Kansas. Again, 83-50, highlighted by Nalissa Smith's 17-point game. Dejanay Carrington contributing another 17, and then Moon Urson with 16, 3, and 9 rebounds. So here we got highlights again from last night's ball game, an 83-50 win for your Baylor Lady Bears in Waco.
Tonight from the campus of Baylor University in Waco, Texas, it's Big 12 women's basketball as 8th-ranked Baylor hosts the Kansas Jayhawks. Well, Egbo again. He's got 6. Lady Bears win it going away tonight over the Kansas Jayhawks here at the Farrell Center.
Yeah, the win in Ames against Iowa State, which was a staple for Baylor to show that they are back. And then against Kansas, a 33-point victory. I know, Andrew, you said yesterday, but somewhere around a 50-point. Spoke to Bruce Geeson yesterday, who said 35. I mean, and it was right in there. Mm-hmm. I said 22. That was way off the mark. 83-50, the final score. Kansas almost didn't hit the half-a-century mark. And like I said, it was the rebounding battle. Baylor, 26 offensive boards. Kansas, 4 offensive boards. Baylor was up 21-8 at the end of the first quarter. They outscored Kansas 25-10 in the third quarter, and that helped the Lady Bears to victory. Now we're going to go. Kim Mulkey last night spoke to media following the win and talked about how her team is getting back on track. This from Kim Mulkey's press conference last night after the win against Kansas.
Kim, it was a little bit probably more of a back and forth second quarter than you would have liked to see. They actually won the period. What was your message at halftime? And is it, did you really want to see a knockout punch there early in the third quarter?
Well, I wanted to see a better finish to the end of the half, and you're exactly right. I thought that, but we knew that going in, that Kansas was not going to look at the scoreboard and stop playing. And I thought that, when we, 15-point lead or so, we didn't extend it. Okay, I as a coach can accept some of that because I subbed a lot early. And maybe so, maybe not so, but I know that we didn't finish the half like we need to be a really good basketball team. We came back in the third quarter and did what we should have been doing at the, in the second quarter. So anyway, it was a night where everybody got to play. I would have liked to have given some more players some more minutes in that first half, but as the game was unfolding, I decided not to.
Coach, you had Nalissa get a double-double, and then Queen and Moon got near double-doubles. I think they were a point and a rebound short, respectively. What can you say about that trio, that trio of players?
Well, first of all, I'm going to acknowledge that they're really crashing the offensive boards, and it's become where we've programmed them in the last week or two that, guys, offensive rebounds. So you have 2 games in a row, 23 and 26 offensive boards. And those 3 right there can get up and rebound with anybody. And then when you add Carrington to the mix, I think she gets her fair share of offensive boards as well. It gives us a chance to be a very good basketball team. And I was proud of that again. As far as Queen, she had enough opportunities to get a double-double. I think she missed 7 shots. Some of them were, gimmies. Moon, let me look at hers. 1 rebound away. Well, she played enough minutes to get that extra rebound, so you potentially could have had 3 of them with double-doubles. And 4 if Carrington, had gotten 3 more rebounds. So that's good production from those players.
Right. And then I have a question for Dejanay as well.
Go ahead.
Dejanay, just how are you refinding your groove? You missed a lot of time. Now your second game back. How are you refinding your groove, and how does it feel to be out there?
I think that while I was out, I just tried to stay locked in with everything that was going on with the team. Stayed in contact, obviously, and continued to just watch film, watch myself do good things and do bad things to learn from, but also a lot of watching myself do good things with this team just to remind myself of what I'm capable of and I think coming back, just doing a lot of conditioning. I've been coming in just running a lot just to get my wind back because I can tell when my shot starts getting short in the third. And the fourth quarter is often when I'm a little gassed, a little winded. So just trying to do a lot of that, and the rest of it just comes.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, you guys hit the halfway point of what's supposed to be your 18-game Big 12 schedule tonight. Just where do you feel like your team is at the midway point of the Big 12 schedule? And obviously you bounced back pretty nicely since that loss to Iowa State.
I think we're probably where we expect to be every year, and that means leading the conference. Nobody can tell you what COVID brings. Nobody could have told us that we were going to have the issue before the Iowa State game. We have to deal with it. And but, 2 losses, 1 by 5, 1 by 4. I think we're a pretty good basketball team. It's a shame we missed 3 weeks there, but I've said it over and over, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. We're all under the same pandemic, and we dealt with it as best we could. And when we're all together and we're on that practice floor every day, we get better. And I think you're seeing that. If you look at the scores of our Big 12 games, I think we're doing pretty good.
And as far as DiJonai, just talk about what you've seen in her in the 2 games back. Like she said, she did a lot of running, did some things, but it's still not the same as being on the court.
Well, surprisingly, because they don't let you work out when you have COVID, you worry about conditioning, and shooting is a big part of her game. And if you're not in condition, your legs are the first to go. And I don't think it's affected her. She comes in and she gives you the energy, and, she's a big part of what we do. She's a perimeter threat for us, which opens the middle up for our post players more. She has that college experience that is so valuable, particularly now that you have all the transferring going on. And she looks good to me.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Now, listen, Kim talked about it. I mean, the way y'all rebound on the offensive glass, is it almost like a competition among you guys to see who's going to get it, that kind of thing?
I mean, probably. I mean, everybody competes in practice. She stresses so many times we need to rebound on the offensive end. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, it is a competition to see who can get the most.
All right, Chad.
Alyssa, did you feel like, when you had the ball in the half court tonight, did you feel like they really had a hard time defending all the different things you could do? Because it seems like you scored in different ways tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like during quarantine and the time that we did have off, I worked a lot on perimeter shots and just ball handling and little things like that to expand my game. So, yeah, I feel like when you bring, a lot more to the table, it's going to be harder to guard. So I feel like, yeah, it's more effective.
And then when you guys were on the run there in the third quarter, kind of in a way the capper was Pickell made a really good post pass to you. Can you just talk about that play and how it developed?
Kate's a great passer. I wish we could have her on the guard end a lot more, but she's she's better at scoring the ball inside. So, I mean, we do it a lot in practice. We practice little things like that, like me posting and giving her a target to pass the ball. So, yeah, it's exciting when she could do things like that.
And Kim, just kind of a follow-up on that. I mean, I think as a coach and as meticulous as you are about that type of play, that had to be a highlight for you tonight as well, huh?
Which play?
The Pickell had a post pass that was over a defender.
Well, if you go back to the post players we have throughout the years, we've done a lot of high-low stuff. And this is a different team. Pickell can pass the ball, and she's always sometimes going to overpass and causes herself to have a turnover. But I thought there were a couple passes to Alyssa that, man, they were tough, and she got her hands on them. I thought the lob turnover in the first half that Dee threw to her, I thought she almost had that. That thing, heck, Jabbar would have been the one to have to catch that. But y'all know who that is, right, Jabbar? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Y'all not too young to know who that is, right? But Liz can get up with the best of them, and she can catch a lot of passes, and Pickell will look to pass it more a lot of times than she will to shoot.
Yeah, Coach Mulkey, going back even to your Louisiana Tech days, you've coached some of the best, I think, defenders in the game. I wonder if you could put in perspective how Dee, I don't want to say ranks because I know you don't like to do that, but just how she compares in that sense, and how she's even gotten better as a defensive player since she's been at Baylor.
Well, yeah, you're right. I've had the opportunity to coach and be around the Teresa Weatherspoons, who we used to call her Rambo because she'd just wait for you right there at half court. And it was just phenomenal to watch her presence on the floor defensively. And you don't compare players, you know that. But Dee is one of the best defensive players that I've been blessed to coach. Her length on the perimeter creates a lot of havoc for people. You look at her and she's long and thin and got the long arms, but she's a lot stronger than she looks. And, she just works at it. She works at it. To be a great defensive player, it has to be inside your soul. It has to be a personal thing because a lot of it is just work ethic. A lot of it is just will to do it. And she just bought into it as a freshman and just has taken off with it.
All right, welcome back to the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Drake Toll, Andrew Robertson, Armstrong Sims, Sam Chapman, Jack McKenzie has joined us. Jack's doing what Jacks do. I'm not sure if I can really pinpoint what exactly is going on right now.
Didn't you call him Zach yesterday?
I might have said Zach, but then I corrected myself. Hey. Okay, you throw me on the bus there. Thanks, Armstrong.
Hey. That's what I do. It's what I do.
How about it? That was Kim Mulkey after last night's win against Kansas, 83-50 in the Farrell Center. Coming up after this, we're going to break down some of the you tried to explain this to me, Armstrong. It's this year's Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah, we're going to watch some of this year's Super Bowl commercials, which have already been released, and react live, because I've never seen them and you've never seen them.
Wow. All right. Well, let's react live to some Super Bowl commercials when we come back. Again, I'm Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, Sam Chapman, Jack McKenzie, and this is Up Tempo. Tee it up at McLean Stadium this winter as Top Golf Live takes over Waco. Top Golf Live brings the top golf experience to iconic stadiums around the country and will be held at McLean Stadium February 25th through February 28th. Create memories with your friends, family, or coworkers this March when you choose the Top Golf Live Stadium Tour for your private parties and corporate or group events. To purchase your tickets today, visit www.topgolflive.com. Premium packages are available as well. Once again, to purchase your tickets today, please visit www.topgolflive.com.
Around the horn in college athletics last night, Gonzaga struggled with Pacific early on and trailed the 5-5 Tigers 32-31 at halftime. However, with a strong second half, the Zags were able to climb back into the game and win it 76-58. Number 7 Ohio State took to the road to knock off number 8 Iowa 89-85 as 6-point underdogs, thanks to E.J. Little's 16 points. Iowa and Luka Garza have now lost 3 of their last 4. Utah knocks off Arizona at home 73-58. Oregon State smacks Washington 91-71. Rutgers beat Minnesota 76-72. Washington State upset Oregon on the road 74-71. And Stanford beat Cal on the road 70-55. On the women's side, number 8 Baylor blew out Kansas at home 83-50, led by yet another Nalissa Smith double-double as she notched 17 points and 10 rebounds. Number 1 Louisville beat Boston College 97-68. Number 2 South Carolina beat Auburn 77-58. Number 7 Texas A&M crawled back to beat LSU 54-41. And unranked Ole Miss upset 15th ranked Kentucky at home 72-60. In Baylor news, the men's basketball team has postponed their next 2 games against TCU at home and Oklahoma and Norman due to COVID-19 precautions. And Nalissa Smith has been named a finalist for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's Katrina McClain Award, given to the nation's best power forward. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With your Ram truck from Allen Samuels, you may not have to plow through snow and mud or pull heavy loads, but you could. During the Big Finish year-end event, you get a Ram deal like no other. Employee pricing for all, 0% for 84, and no payments for 90 days. Ram 1500 Lone Star for Christmas. No other truck comes close. And ask about Big Finish pricing on Ram Heavy Duty and Ram ProMaster for your business. Happy holidays from Alan Samuels.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs. Even offering financing if that's needed, everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or wacocustommarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. This is Up Tempo. I'm Drake Toll. It's Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, Sam Chapman, Jack McKenzie, all in studio today. All right. Armstrong has queued up some of this year's Super Bowl commercials that have been released exclusively to us, I hear.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, but
I don't want to misinform the viewers.
Okay, but well then that's fine. Let's.
But we've never seen these. You've never seen these.
Never seen these.
So here we go.
We'll give our immediate reactions.
This is the first one. Here is a Tide commercial. So here we go.
Hey, you have to wash Jason Alexander hoodie.
It looks clean to me.
Is it, though? Hoodie and apology.
face.
My mom told me to say I'm sorry.
Give me back my face.
Hey.
No. No.
Next
I
commercial.
think the worst part of that
Did anyone laugh?
No. Is that it's? I think "Walking on Air" that's a good song for that.
Do we need to know?
Not for that maybe, but it's just a good song in general.
Do you know who that is?
I don't know who Jason Alexander
That's
is.
the thing.
Okay.
That's the problem. Is that they have paid? They were like.
I feel like everyone knows who Jason
They
Alexander is.
sit, but no. Here's the problem with that: is that I don't think everybody does.
No, I don't.
They sat down in the meeting where they were like, "All right, who's a famous person that we could very cheaply have on our commercial?" And somebody was like, "I don't know. What about Matt Damon? He hasn't done anything in a while." They're like, "Nope, can't afford Matt Damon. Hugh Jackman. Not Hugh Jackman. Let's go kind of random. Let's go with Eli Manning. Nope. Jason Alexander."
I think it's less random than you think it is because of your age. And because of my age.
Where would I know him? Where would I know him from?
Seinfeld.
Oh, that's tough then. Okay.
He's very famous. He's very famous.
That's just aging.
You just don't know because he's been out of the loop for the past 10 years. But he makes kind of his thing now is making random appearances and things.
Yeah, he's been out of the loop for a long time. I mean, for a long time.
I think you're wrong about that.
Really?
How many?
I think you're just out of touch, quite honestly.
Ooh.
No, I don't think that's. No.
I think Jason Alexander is still relevant.
But is that worth the
Why?
$100 million you just paid for?
Yeah.
That he's that.
Now
relevant?
I'm not saying the commercial is good. I'm just saying Jason Alexander. That's not the problem with it. The problem with it isn't that it is Jason Alexander. The problem with it is they're trying to get the comedy from Jason Alexander's face being on a hoodie, which wasn't that funny, frankly.
Yeah.
And it keeps changing. I guess it keeps changing. It's kind of funny, but what's next?
All right, so next we have, looks like it, I don't even know what this is for, so here we go.
This local access message is brought to you by Uber Eats.
Okay,
I like this.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Waynesboro.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. As a local access show, we want everyone to support local restaurants.
But we'd never manipulate you the way all these other commercials do.
Sha, that's really sad.
Totally. We're better than that.
Yeah, we'd never shamelessly rely on a celebrity cameo.
Right, Cardi B?
Yeah, eat local.
Or jump on the latest trend.
Eat local. All right.
Local eats, Wayne's World, yummy time, excellent.
It makes me so sad.
Okay.
that they took something I love and just crapped all over it.
That was so much better than the last one.
It was a good start to a
Great
commercial.
start. I see Dana Carvey and I see Mike Myers. I see Wayne's World and I think, yeah. And then it sucks.
So you know these guys, but you don't know Jason Alexander? I mean, you knew Jason Alexander.
I mean,
but,
yeah.
But see, here's the thing.
I just think those two are much more relevant than Jason Alexander is.
Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. I don't like the whole we're gonna say we're not doing something while doing it bit.
I don't like the Cardi
B's.
B's
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't like the Cardi B's in every commercial that is on TV right now. I don't know why.
But they kept you guessing. You didn't know what was going to happen.
But things kept jumping around. There was no consistency. There was no plot line in the commercial. There was nothing creative about it that I was like, oh yeah, that's funny and good. And then Cardi B shows up and they start like Wayne's World. Well, I love that they had Wayne's World and the Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, but what
was that commercial even about?
Uber Eats.
Eating local.
Uber Eats, right? But like, really?
Eat local.
Yeah, I don't want to eat local now. I would actually want to eat overseas.
The only thing good about the commercial, in my opinion, is one of the only things good is that it got its message across.
Yeah, but in
eat
a
local.
sucky way.
Yeah, okay.
If they had just said like Wayne's World, bro, eat local, like I would have been like, yeah, freak yeah, 15-second commercial, Wayne's World, eat local. I want to eat local. But then they're like Cardi B, wardrobe switch, babies, let's jump up and down. No, not for me. What's next? Wait. Let's rate the first commercial. First commercial.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, is a 3 for me.
I give the first commercial a 4. It just wasn't very well executed.
3 for the first one.
3.5 for the second one.
3.5. Second one a 5. It was
5.
better.
Wow.
What's out of 10?
Yeah, true.
I give it a 5.
Okay.
You're harsh. I like it. All right, next one. Not even sure what company this is.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
What?
Okay, yeah. Squarespace, create a website, create a brand, build your brand at Squarespace. I like that.
Good.
They hired Dolly Parton, dropped a bank on her remixing 9 to 5.
Capitalize on her popularity right now.
And what are modern youths doing? Working unfreaking real hours.
Yeah.
5 to 9.
Makes sense.
I like that. 7.5.
Yeah, I didn't find it personally entertaining. I would give it a 5.
If you saw that on like a random day, like we're told these Super Bowl standards. You know, is that a commercial that we can like equate with the Super Bowl standards?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I give it a 5. It's clear. It gives its message across. That's good. But I just didn't find it entertaining at all.
Right.
Just people dancing around with art.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5.
I 7.5. I love Dolly Parton and I like that song and I like what they did. Creative. I think they could have done a better job. You're right with like the whole setup and everything. It's wide enough. It's not higher than a 7.5. I give it a 7.5. What's next?
7.5. We got Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Oh,
Did you steal my Cheetos again?
That 70s show.
Just tell him it wasn't you.
But I caught you at the counter. Wasn't me. Saw you snacking on the sofa. Wasn't me. You even had him in the shower. It wasn't me. I even caught you on camera.
You the one who granted access to your stuff. Don't talk surprised that she sneak behind your back. You gotta keep tabs before she empty that bag. Let's review the situation. Orange fingers, red flag. To keep you on stash, you gotta hide it better. If she asks where they are, you say forget her. Never admit to a word, and please don't upset her. And if she keep on snacking, I guess you let her.
Well, did you?
Wasn't me.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's the first time that's ever worked. New Cheetos Crunch Pop Mix.
Abso-freaking-lutely. That's an 8. Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, and then Shaggy remixes It Wasn't Me. Unbelievable. And the fact, get the plot line, because you always have Cheeto residue. So then like the song, everybody, it's like classic that the song wouldn't work. Be like, it wasn't me. Like, yeah, like that's going to work. Unbelievable. That's spectacular. 8.5.
That's the best one we've seen so far.
Unbelievable.
Sure. I mean, that blows the others out of the water.
Check.
Yeah. And I know those people, which is nice.
Relevance, check.
What do you give it?
That's 7.5.
That's one of the best Super Bowl commercials I've seen in my life.
Yeah, that's
I
don't know about that.
There are not that many great Super Bowl commercials. Not that many. More are bad than there are good.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely
especially in the last 5 years. The last 5 years have kind of sucked.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's true.
There have not been a good Super Bowl. There hasn't been a good Super Bowl with good commercials since the Niners and the Ravens.
Do you know the people that are like 6? I watched the Super Bowl for the ads. Those people are the worst.
They probably also hate their life right now in the last 5 years.
Probably.
What's next? We have time for one more.
All right, here we go. This is a short one.
I feel bad for kicking your seat on purpose.
I'm sorry for mansplaining. That's when a man...
I know what it is. We should have just told you it's a boy.
I wish you didn't have to hear all that.
Sorry I called you Karen.
That's my name.
Sorry your name is Karen.
I promise I will not eat any more of your friends.
Really?
Okay, it might happen one more time.
Okay, I like that. That was cute. It got its point across. It reminds me a lot of the Kylie Jenner Pepsi commercial where Kylie Jenner saves the world with a Pepsi. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, that was the terrible one?
Yeah. Where she like the whole world, there's World War III going on and Kylie Jenner shows up with a Pepsi and they're like, oh yeah, peace.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of was, but I like it. 7.
Yeah, it's middle ground. I'd give it like a 6.5. It's just classic.
I mean, funny. It's funny. I chuckled. It was
all right.
All these were so mediocre.
He said,
in my
I'm sorry
opinion.
you had to hear that.
Yeah, I think seeing all the other ones makes me want to make the Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis one higher because these were so much worse than that.
I didn't see a good one.
No. Well, they're probably saving the good ones for that, like,
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. One can hope.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's go into our top 5 now. How about this? Top 5 moments of this week in up-tempo. The 1-month anniversary occurred this week, so we do have a wild card. That video I had plugged in there, Armstrong, earlier for JD's segment that we were going to run before we left and we forgot to. By the way, I mean me. We can run that as a wild card later on. That'll be the last one.
Okay.
But number 5, JD and I had a little banter back and forth about directors and whether or not he knew any directors, and I still don't know if he could name 5 to 7. Now, in fact, now I'm confident that he could. Maybe he could in the time too, but it led to some of the best banter this week. Armstrong?
Here's the deal, though. I thought it was good. I thought it was
How
good.
did you pronounce Scorsese?
Scorsese.
Pass
that for Scorsese.
Coach Koshevska.
Sometimes, JD. Sometimes.
Sometimes what, Armstrong?
Yeah, where did JD go to college?
Go ahead and finish that sentence.
2 points max per week on Music Monday, and you pronounce Scorsese Scorsese.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey, this guy has no idea what
I'm saying.
means.
Sometimes what?
Sometimes.
I feel like I don't have a partner. Who sings it? Sometimes
I don't have a partner.
I feel like the city I live in.
Don't know it.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. That's disappointing. I watched Shutter Island. It was pretty good. There was the animation at times, the CGI, you were like, no, that doesn't look normal.
Really?
Yeah.
There wasn't a ton of CGI in it, though.
There was more than you would think. His dreams that he had and stuff like that, and things would I don't know. There was just a lot going on. And then you get to the end and you're like, did that really all connect very smoothly? I think short answer, no.
Really? I think there's stuff. But
have you seen Shawshank Redemption?
I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption.
That's
I've
why.
Heard it's really good.
Yeah. Have you seen it, Armstrong?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Cole? Cole, yeah. That's my favorite movie of all time. Shawshank Redemption.
I think it's like number 1 across IMDb.
Right. It is on IMDb. It's the best movie of all time.
Shawshank's up there, though, isn't it? Isn't Shawshank like top 20, top 10?
You said, what's number 1 movie of all time? Shutter Island?
Or no, sorry. Yeah, Shutter Island. Isn't Shutter Island in like the top 20?
On IMDb?
Yeah, I think it's up there.
I think what may have ruined it for me is I was recommended this movie in the 9th grade, and they were like, yeah, it's the greatest plot twist of all time. So by the time I started watching it, I was like, oh, where's the plot twist?
It's number 152 on IMDb.
It's top
and
20.
It deserves to be.
Just like I said, baby.
In JD's movie list.
Top 20. But it's probably top 5 on my movie list, I'm not going to lie to you.
The whole time. How few movies have you seen?
I've seen a lot of movies. I haven't seen Shawshank, but I've seen a lot of movies.
Name 5 movies you've seen.
Are you asking if I've seen 5
movies? Name 5 movies.
No, I'm not going to play this game. I'm older than actually everybody in this room. I've seen more movies than all of you.
You can't name 5 movies.
Name 5 movie directors.
Okay, so is it 5 movies or 5 movie directors?
Both. And go, you're on the clock.
I'm not on the clock. 5 movies. Remember the Titans. Shutter Island. Soul.
Soul? You are a cheat. It came out like a month ago.
This is the dumbest game ever. What else? Trolls is a movie.
God. He's not wrong.
Angels in the Outfield.
All right, that's fine.
Angels in the Outfield.
What else? Born Identity.
Was that a Disney movie?
Nah, yeah.
The James Bond movies. Night at the Museum 2.
The random 90s Disney movie where they're like, we're going to do it, but with
what
people.
Else? The Rookie. I'm still going over here. I've seen lots of movies.
The Rookie was directed by Baylor grad.
This guy's got 7 movies down.
This is the dumbest question you've ever asked.
It's true.
I'm also the oldest here, so
I shouldn't count
a number of
those.
I've seen the most movies probably in this room.
I shouldn't count half of those. What else do you? Name
you don't get to count movies. Are you the movie police?
5 movie directors.
Are you the movie police?
I am the movie.
You name 5 movie directors.
It's not my show. It's not your show. It's not Armstrong's show. The people have named me the movie police.
No, they haven't. This is a coup.
I'm the movie police.
Prove it wrong.
This is a coup.
How are you
Prove
the
that
movie
you are the movie
I was a film major.
Name 5 movies.
No,
name 5 movies.
Hurry.
I'll name you my top 5 movies in order.
Oh.
Sound of Music.
Boom.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Wait. Sound
Singing
of
in the
Music
Rain
is your number 1 movie.
E.T. and Lincoln. Yeah, and Sound of Music is my number 1.
This guy has been putting off the question where he names 5 directors. Name 5 directors.
You name 5 directors. How about that?
Michael Bay. Oh, I'm going to give him 5 directors.
Michael Bay.
I know that he won't be able to name 5 directors.
I'm not
I have given you one.
Fiend.
He can't. He just admitted live on Up-Tempo he can't name 5
I said
directors.
I'm not a director fiend. I said,
right, then name 5.
You name 5. That's the whole thing. Movie police.
I could, but you're not doing it. You do it first. We'll write them down. We'll write them down on the next commercial break.
We'll
write them down on the next commercial break, and we'll see who can name the most directors.
Quizzed. I'm getting a text from my movie. All I said was Shutter Island's a good movie.
Steven from Virginia named literally 2 directors. One thing that JD can't do.
You want me to name 2 directors?
I've already given you one.
No,
Wes Anderson.
Let's hear.
Wes Anderson.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese.
Martin who?
Michael Bay. That's 3 right off the bat.
Okay. Michael Bay that I said.
Who else?
Yeah. Who else? That's where that segment ended. But hey, we have worked this week, and I think if in the moment, if given a true chance, he could have probably named 5. Number 4 this week, JD and I had some pretty in-depth banter over who's better. Who's the National Player of the Year? Jared Butler or Luka Garza? This is number 4 on this week's Top 5 Things of the Week on Up-Tempo.
Yeah.
And not be just solely Baylor faithful as we sit in our Lake C Strunk and RG3 jerseys.
Right.
But how can you make a case? Is there a case that says Jared Butler will win the Naismith Player of the Year trophy over Luka Garza? Read me Jared Butler's
That's so
stats.
tough because I love Jared Butler.
You can't just look at the stats.
Jared Butler.
Well, then what do you look at?
I think it's hard to look past
the player.
Stats. Yeah, you look at the player.
Well, you watched the player.
I know, but
obviously.
the stats aren't that comparable.
Have you watched Luka Garza?
Luka Garza's averaging 27 a game. Jared Butler's averaging 17.
Yeah.
And I get that stats don't mean everything, but when when there's that much disparity between the two, it's really hard for me to be like Jared Butler should be player of the year. I think he's great. I think he's the most valuable player in the Big 12, probably the most valuable player for sure for Baylor. But I mean, Baylor doesn't ask Jared Butler to go score 27 a game.
Exactly.
If Luka Garza's not scoring 26 a game, then Iowa's not even remotely competitive.
True.
In my mind, you're making the case for Jared Butler right now.
How so?
Okay. Let me put it like this. Take Jared Butler away from Baylor, and Baylor still is a Sweet 16 team.
Yes.
Maybe Elite Eight.
For sure.
We've seen
Take
that.
Luka Garza away from Iowa, they're maybe around a 32 team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's an argument for Jared Butler in my opinion.
You think so? Why?
Because Jared Butler has a bunch of other weapons on his team. His team isn't just dishing the ball to him and he's taking over the game every game or else they don't win. That's why his stat line is lower than Luka Garza.
Not bad. Yeah.
Jared Butler had no one else on his team like Luka Garza does. I mean, I think he'd be 30 a night.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could be. Like, no one's saying Jared Butler couldn't do that.
Luka Garza has size, man. Luka Garza's got insane size. 6'11", 265, averaging 9 rebounds a game, effectively an assist a half, and 26 and a half, 27 points. That's stupid. Those numbers are stupid. How do you not give him Player of the Year? And his team's good. It's not like his team's bad.
And they're good because of him. They're good because of him. I mean, he's a big. Like,
yeah, he's a big.
He's a big. I think he gets probably some credit for that. But yeah, I mean, it's tough because if Jared Butler was asked to do more, he probably could. But nobody that has a vote is saying we're going to give Jared Butler the benefit of the doubt because he has Davion Mitchell, because he has Mark Vidal, because he has Matthew Meyer coming off the bench. Like, these are all things that are probably going to help Jared Butler play longer in March. But it's not going to.
I don't think that's the benefit of the doubt. That's just analyzing what you see on the court.
I don't think anyone's going to look that deep when you see 10 points more game.
Well, then that's what's more impressive: Jared Butler's 2.5 steals per game, or Luka Garza's almost 2 blocks per game. I mean, they say the guy can't play defense. I keep hearing people say, oh, yeah, it should be Jared Butler because Luka Garza can't play defense. And the man's averaging 1.7 blocks per game, a half a steal per game. He's fouling. He's got less than 3 fouls per game this year, which for a big man is pretty darn good.
Yeah, like he is Iowa. Without
Luka
Garza, Iowa's nowhere. But so I think it's hard to say Jared Butler should get more credit because his team's good. Like, I think it's hard to say he could do this when he hasn't done it, right? Like, he hasn't put the same numbers up that Luka Garza has.
If you had to make a case for Jared Butler, though, I think Armstrong's going to help us with this one because it sounds like Armstrong's pretty passionate about it.
Yeah.
Reserve Louisiana, 6'3", 195 junior Jared Butler. Mm-hmm. What is your case that says Jared Butler is the National Player of the Year?
Me?
Yeah. I think you seem passionate about it. I like to get your take. I think you bring something good to the table.
Smart.
Well, I think you can't divorce the player from the team.
Okay.
And that's what y'all are doing. You're just simply looking at how does a player exist as if he exists in a vacuum. Players don't exist in vacuums. They have teams around them. Mm-hmm. And Jared Butler is an extremely selfless player who plays on a just absolutely stacked team that has 4 incredible guards. And that accounts, I think, for his lack of stats.
It's hard for me to not divorce him from the team when it is a strictly individual award. Like, Baylor will make a deeper run than Iowa if everything goes their way. Like, if all things being equal, Baylor's probably going to make a deeper run than Iowa in the tournament. And that'll be Baylor's reward. That'll be what Jared Butler cares about more, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's hard for me not to be so individualistic.
It is an individual player.
Award, you know?
Right.
It's not the
It's
Heisman
individual
Trophy.
award.
It's not the Heisman
The Heisman Trophy goes to the best player on the best team, typically. Mm-hmm. But the Naismith Award, look at, didn't Trae Young win the Naismith?
Did he? I'm
Did
not
Trae
sure.
Young end up winning the Naismith?
I have to fact check that. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I would hope not.
He's probably considered for it. He was up for it for sure. He was averaging what, like 30 plus a game? Guy was unbelievable. Oklahoma was pretty average. I think Ben Simmons was even up for the Naismith at a certain point, and LSU missed the tournament.
Yeah. Also, Ben Simmons was not. I don't know if he played very much in his college career. Did he?
No. He I think he was like considered though, wasn't he? Wasn't he at least like in the conversation for a minute?
Maybe I could see it. I just look at the history of the players. The last few. So Obi Toppin, obviously Zion, Jalen Brunson, Dayton. What did Dayton do last year?
Yeah, see, I don't even know. I have no idea.
Right. No idea. It doesn't go to the best player on the best team. I just don't. I mean, what is the case to say?
For sure doesn't, obviously.
Jared Butler, from a statistic standpoint, bam. Look at it. Like, you compare stats. Offensively, defensively, maybe Jared Butler's the better defensive player. I would agree with that. I like that take. But Luka Garza is not necessarily an awful defender.
Yeah.
He can be the best offensive player in the country, which I would say he is at 28 points or 27 points per game, and then 9 rebounds per game. And then maybe his defense is just average.
Look, don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I think Luka Garza is the best player in college basketball right now and should win that award. But I take issue with y'all just yelling stats. Just stats. It's not just stats. It shouldn't be just stats. And maybe has become just stats, and that's a problem. That's what I'm saying.
I like it. This on the text line says Jared is more well-rounded, better D. Look at what John Gassaway said. I think John is one of the writers that put in by the Numbears had tweeted something along the lines of, "Hey, Jared Butler should be national player or could be national player of the year." In the end of this, I think Jared Butler he's better rounded. He is well-rounded, even more so than Luka Garza. That said, I don't know if you could strip Luka Garza of that award strictly looking at what has been done on the court.
And awards are tricky. Like, Jared Butler, in my opinion, will have a longer, better career in the NBA than Luka Garza. But for the sake of this award, probably going to be Luka Garza based on his statistics and what he means to Iowa and what they ask him to do night in and night out. Because when you look at the numbers, because they definitely look at the numbers when it comes to the Naismith Award. Like, they're definitely going to sit down and say, okay, what have they done stat wise? Like, they're going to look at that and see that he has 10 more points a game and be like, Jared Butler, awesome player. He'll make a lot of money in the NBA. So will Luka Garza, but I think Jared Butler will be around longer. And I agree, more well-rounded, more complete basketball player. Naismith's tough.
Frank Kaminsky won the award in 2015. Remember who was really good that 2015 year? Kentucky. That whole Kentucky team was unflippin' believable. I think Kentucky had probably 3 players better than Frank Kaminsky. But the fact that they played together is why Frank Kaminsky won the award. That may be the same case for Jared Butler this year, where take away Davion Mitchell. And Jared Butler has, 5-6 more points per game.
At least 20.
Has 2 or 3 more assists per game. And not only that, I mean, he is the leader in assists in the Big 12 by a wide margin, if not for Davion Mitchell. But Davion Mitchell still plays for Baylor. You know, it's a hypothetical world where maybe if Jared Butler has one less guard, maybe he's down to Maceo Teague and has to take over more. Jared Butler, we have seen, he can take over a game.
Oh, for sure.
It's not that he is incapable of catching the basketball and nailing everything he needs to nail for Baylor to win.
Yeah, when it's winning time, Jared Butler's your guy. He's still the guy who's taking the last shot. When things are in crunch time, Jared Butler's your guy. You're going to consistently.
In 2015, sorry, I don't mean to go back to
this.
No, you're great. But in 2015 with Frank Kaminsky, that was the year Duke won.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin beat Kentucky in the Final Four. Okay, I was just clarifying.
Yeah. I would say, but Kentucky was the best team in college basketball that season, in my opinion. I mean, Duke wins it, but there are years where the best team in college basketball does not win the national championship. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Roy Williams has said, like, to win a national championship in basketball, you have to be really good, but it also takes an insane amount of luck.
Yeah. I think there was even bets that year, like Kentucky versus the field. Like Kentucky was just the Monstars that year. And ended up getting beat, I think, in the Final Four by Wisconsin.
Yeah, by Wisconsin. Kaminsky went 38-1 that season.
Yeah. Just get hot at the right time. That's why we're like, hey, should Baylor lose before the big tournament?
That's a comparison you can look at. But Frank Kaminsky, man, that season, I think Kentucky still got 2 or 3 players better than him, but he wins it because it's not a team award, it's an individual award. So I agree with you. I think that goes along with your take. And not be just, there it is, I don't know. Jared Butler and Luka Garza. Man, Luka Garza's just got so many good stats. Jared Butler does too, but I think Luka Garza right now is still the Naismith Player of the Year as things set. I don't see it changing. But number 3 on our top 5 moments of the week this week. Number 3 is Take 3. This right here, yesterday's true or false game with our boss, Colt Barber. 3-pointer or something about the word 3. And we're going to bring in Colt Barber, the owner of SicEm365, and our boss in studio today, doing some work on the stew, making it a little more homey. I like it. Colt, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, guys.
So the way this game works, I've got 6 facts, or are they? 3 of them are true, 3 of them are false. Each of you will get to pick what you think. Question number 1. Only Greece has competed in every single Olympic game. Modern Olympic Games. Only Greece. JD?
Every single one.
Yep.
Modern, dating back to when?
Dating back to like 1800s.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say it's, no, I think probably more than just Greece has competed.
Okay, Colt?
So you're asking...
I'm saying false.
Like JD said, this is the only one that's ever done it?
Yeah.
Only Greece has done that.
True or false?
False.
Colt or Armstrong?
False.
We've got 3 falses around the board.
Yeah.
Question number 2. The World Series is the oldest sporting event in the U.S. Armstrong?
False.
False. Colt?
Are we talking professional sports?
Yeah, like major sporting event.
Oh.
True.
We got a true from Colt. Armstrong, you gonna change yours?
No, actually, I'll keep it.
False. JD?
The World Series is the oldest sporting event.
I mean, you got to think football, like, it wasn't a thing. Baseball's been around forever.
But like,
Super
I feel
Bowl
like it's going to be something.
I feel like track has
we
been
don't play
around
cricket
for a long time. Yeah, but there's like, what's the big track?
There's going to be something else that's like.
Oldest sporting event. I'm going to say true.
We got a true
America's
from Colt and
pastime.
JD. NFL referees get a Super Bowl ring. True or false?
True.
Armstrong?
I think that's true.
I think true.
Yeah, true.
We got trues all around. The 1972 Boston Bruins are misspelled on the Stanley Cup. The 1972 Boston Bruins are misspelled on the Stanley Cup.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say they didn't actually win it in 72.
Armstrong?
I say false.
Colt?
False, for sure.
And then 2 more here.
They just fix it.
I mean, Bruins, like, it's not that hard to spell, surely.
The largest attendance ever at a single hockey game was 113,000.
True.
For a matchup between Michigan State and Michigan.
What year was this?
I cannot give you the year.
I think that was kind of recent. I think it was the outdoor classic, like within the last 3 years.
That's what I was thinking. It was going to be the outside. They played in like a huge stadium.
But I don't know if it was Michigan State, Michigan.
Yeah, that's the tricky part.
I think it was a different game.
Because the Winter Classic is the NHL thing.
Yep. So true or false?
I'm saying false.
I already have 3 falses though.
Okay. True or false?
Playing the odds here.
I'll go true.
True.
That's false.